Good evening, everyone. The time is 7:35. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson, could you do the invocation, please?
Good evening, everyone. Father God, we give you praise and we honor you for your greatness and for your love towards us. Father God, we just invite you into this meeting in faith and ask that you will bless us with wisdom, with your peace that surpasses all understanding, with wise counsel, and with truth in this meeting this evening. Father God, we thank you in advance for a productive meeting, and we ask that you bless us all. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Madam Clerk, could you do the roll call, please?
Sure. Councilwoman Cross?
Here.
Councilman Hairston?
Here.
Councilman Herring?
Here.
Councilwoman Jones?
Here.
Councilman Williams?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Here.
And Mayor Curtis.
Here. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, I want to just add one item, council recess for December.
Yep.
Okay, just want to make sure we
We can
don't
add
skip
that.
over that.
Add that to the end.
All right.
Also, I'm sorry, did you have something?
Yeah, I'd like to add the council to vote on the directive to the city manager.
Directive?
I'm gonna bring a subject up and see.
Okay. All right. I will also have two. One is to confirm the city manager's appointment for acting chief, and the second one would be to confirm his proposal for compensation for the acting city chief. I'm sorry, it's three. A third one is we never address the, it's just a motion, never address the ability to offer a third parking pass for citizens.
Mayor, that is a ordinance, I think it is. So that'll have to be changed by resolution or ordinance.
Okay, I'll accept that. That's fine. So then just the two. All right, so we have 4. Just write this down. Can I write on this, please? Is this mine?
Yeah, sure.
So we have council recess. Councilwoman Cross.
I'd like to bring up the matter of the newsletter. Is this the meeting for that, or we
No.
need to wait until the 1st of January?
Work session.
Work session is what we discussed last time,
So then our
as
next
relates
one is
to
the
our,
January.
December.
possibly,
December 2nd is the next work session.
yeah, well, we also have recess for December, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't meet in December, but yes, that's for work session. All right, so we have council recess, directive, and appointments. All right, any other discussion? Any opposition to accepting the amended agenda? Hearing none, by unanimous consent, the amended agenda is hereby accepted. First on the agenda is the adoption of the minutes for October the 6th work session and the October 20th regular session. Is there a motion to adopt these minutes into the record?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion?
Wonder what, did we vote on the agenda? I know you, oh, we didn't unite.
Did it
Okay.
by
Yeah.
common consent.
Go ahead, all right.
Oh,
Good. Good.
okay. Any discussion on the adopting the minutes? Any opposition to adopting? Okay. By unanimous consent, the minutes for the October 6th work session and October 20th regular session is hereby adopted. Next on the agenda, I forgot to move this off. Unfortunately, County Council member Shayla Adams Stanford could not attend this meeting, so we'll have to move her to a future meeting when she's available. All right. Next up is legislation. First legislation being voted on is Ordinance 4-2026, an emergency ordinance to amend the City of Glenarden's budget for FY26 to fund the Federal Workers Relief Program and to fund Police Academy training. Madam Clerk.
Whereas pursuant to Maryland Code Annotated Local Government Section 5-207 and Section C-807 of its charter, the City of Glenarden, Maryland, the city is empowered to establish an annual budget. And whereas pursuant to, Section C-807C and C-308E of the charter, the city's fiscal year 2026 budget was adopted by emergency ordinance on June 11, 2025. And whereas, pursuant to Maryland Code Annotated Local Government Section 5-205B, a municipality may not expend funds not appropriated in its annual budget for the purpose for which they are to be spent. And whereas, pursuant to Maryland Code Annotated Local Government Section 5-205B, a municipality may amend an adopted budget to expend funds not previously appropriated upon a 2/3 vote of all the individuals elected to the legislative body. And whereas pursuant to Section C-808 of its charter, the City Council is authorized to make emergency appropriations. And whereas the Glenarden Police Department has several vacancies, and whereas in order to fill these vacancies, the city would like to sponsor several candidates for the Prince George's County Police Academy. And whereas in order to sponsor candidates for Police Academy, the city will need to appropriate funds in the budget. Excuse me. And whereas, as more fully set forth here and below, a number of expense items have arisen that were not anticipated or required more funding than initially budgeted. And whereas the City Council wishes to provide for the expense items set forth herein in the city's fiscal year 2026 budget and for the expenditure of funds associated therewith. And now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of Glenarden, Maryland, sitting in regular session this 18th day of November 2025, that Section 1, the fiscal year 2026 budget for the City of Glenarden be, and it is hereby amended to increase revenues in the following budget line item categories: 5920-20-33-10 interfund transfers from general fund reserves in the amount of $300,000. 5920-10-55-57 interfund transfer police academy training in the amount of $15. The total increase in revenues to the cities is $315,000. Section 2, the fiscal year 2026 budget for the City of Glenarden be, and it is hereby amended to appropriate additional funds to the following budget line item categories: 7836-20-33-10 Federal Employee Relief Program in the amount of $300,000. 7650-10-55-57 training, Police Academy training in the amount of $15,000. Total appropriation of additional funds is $315,000. Section 3, and be it further ordained by a 2/3 majority of the City Council of Glenarden, Maryland, sitting in regular session on the 18th day of November 2025, that this ordinance is and shall become effective immediately after approval by the council.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there a motion to bring this to the floor as an emergency ordinance?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hear none, Madam Clerk, could you do the roll call to present this as an emergency ordinance?
Okay, Councilman Clark?
Pass?
Councilman Hairston?
Yes.
Councilman Herring?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson,
Yes.
Mayor Curtis,
Yes.
and Councilwoman Fox.
Yes.
All right. Is there a motion to bring this to the floor for a vote?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right.
Councilwoman Fox,
Yes.
Councilman Hairston,
Yes.
Councilman Herring,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson,
Yes.
and Mayor.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Next is R-8-2026, a resolution to establish a federal workers relief program. Madam Clerk?
Whereas the United States Congress is required to pass appropriations legislation for the 2026 fiscal year, and whereas Congress has failed to pass appropriations legislation for fiscal year 2026 by October 1st, 2025, and whereas due to this failure, federal employees have been furloughed and others have been terminated, and whereas these actions have led to financial hardships for federal workers and contractors, and whereas the furlough has affected a number of Glenarden citizens' livelihood, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Glenarden, Maryland, sitting in regular session this 18th day of November 2025 as follows. Number one, that the City of Glenarden will establish the Federal Workers Relief Program. Number two, the City of Glenarden will provide a $2,500 relief grant to each qualified Glenarden citizen that was a federal worker and has been terminated due to the Trump administration policies. Number three, criteria for applying will be established. A, suggested criteria: A, citizen of Glenarden; B, must have been a permanent federal employee; C, must have been terminated after January 20th, 2025; D, must have a letter of termination from federal agency; E, must show recent paycheck stub; F, must show that you applied for unemployment. Now therefore, be it also resolved by the City Council of Glenarden, Maryland, number one, that the City of Glenarden will establish a federal employee food assistance program to provide one-time assistance to eligible Glenarden residents who are federal employees or federal contractors impacted by the federal government shutdown. Number two, each eligible participant may receive up to $400 in total assistance, comprised of a direct payment or grocery store gift card, contingent upon available program funding and verification of city residency. Number three, eligible participants must A, be a Glenarden resident; B, provide official letter of furlough; C, show recent paycheck stub; D, provide evidence of employment with federal government or federal contractor. Number four, recipients of the Federal Worker Relief Program are not eligible for the food assistance program. Number five, assistance will be awarded until funding is exhausted or the end of the program on June 30th, 2026. Number six, funding for this program will come from line item 7836-20-33-10. Number seven, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon passage by the Glenarden City Council.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there a motion to bring this to the floor for a vote?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Councilwoman Cross?
Thank you so much. Now, in this legislation, we have mentioned that there needs to be a letter of being furloughed. Now, as I'm aware, the federal government has now reopened at least until January of 2026. And in which case, then, if there can be movement in the federal level, then we may not have the furlough. Has this provision been considered in the writing of this particular package? Second point, federally furloughed employees, permanently terminated, thank you, employees. That was what was originally stated, is that those that have been terminated would be supported in this way. not just the furloughed people, because right now, many of them have returned. So I just have concerns that the document itself has left open a gateway for the furloughed people, and then others that have been terminated. I see that on line 21 to 24. But the problem is, the furloughed people are no longer furloughed as of last Thursday. So there's $300,000 coming out of our city reserves, which is now causing way, because what was requested of this administration, city manager, was to provide this council with a listing of persons who had called, and to date, we only have knowledge of one. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, may I?
Thank you, Councilman.
This is a proactive, now it's a proactive piece of legislation. Before, we were behind the 8 ball, they furloughed and we were trying to play catch up. Now, if we move forward and pass this, then we'll be ready for January 30th, because we know January 30th, they're going to get furloughed again, more than likely. So I don't see an issue with this. I think we have enough safeguards in here where nobody can double dip, where nobody can take advantage of it. Now that we know everybody's been returned back to work, we shouldn't be getting anybody with a furlough letter. So that's the one of the main criterias in this legislation to be able to get the funds. So, I mean, I'm not seeing an issue with it. I think we need to move forward with it so we can be proactive this time. That way, when it kicks in again, we can go ahead and get the program started. It'll also give administration time to pull together the right applications and everything else that they need to administer the program in a more efficient, a quick and efficient way. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Herring. And I also agree. One, no one's furloughed right now, so no one's eligible for the $400 food assistance program. But if we can have that available, if it should happen again, great. If it doesn't happen again, that's even better. That means that people are getting their regular paychecks, no one's furloughed, people are working. But as Councilman Herring said, not being behind the 8 ball and being proactive, ready to assist our residents when they need it most. Councilwoman Cross?
I propose that we table this. We do have the budget already amended. Should such an action happen again at the federal level, then we would have the money already appropriated. At this point, this isn't proactiveness, and plus this situation is that there's nothing else tied to this legislation as the how, the who, the application. We don't know what and how anyone will even be approved because there is no checks and balances against $300,000 of our taxpayers' dollars.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, may I?
Yes.
Well, actually, we have the criteria in here which shows what you have to be, what you have to have to be eligible for both programs, and I think the criteria is pretty stringent. Again, now that we know that we got until January 30th, that gives administration time to pull together the application and how we're going to administer the program and how quickly we'll be able to administer it. But we don't need to pull the legislation. There's no need to pull the legislation or table it. But if that's the motion you're making, then are you making that motion?
Yes, I would be making that motion to table this until such time that we need to activate. The money is appropriated. That's perfectly fine. But as of right now, this is a no-go because every furloughed employee has been called back to work. It just leaves us $300,000 in a loose budget opportunity to be possibly mismanaged.
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, final word, and then we'll get a second.
Yeah, before we do. But, okay, you're talking about the furlough, but this also addresses terminated employees. And some employees have been terminated, and they may not be getting their jobs back. So, but that's all I wanted to make.
Okay. Is there a second motion to table this? Hearing none, we're on the first motion. Discussion is closed. Madam Clerk, could you do the roll call, please?
Councilwoman Cross?
No.
Councilman Hairston?
Yes.
Councilman Herring?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson,
Yes.
and Mayor Curtis.
Yes. Thank you. This passes. Next is Resolution 10-2026, a resolution authorizing the mayor or mayor pro tem to execute a contract for snow removal services. Madam Clerk?
Whereas the City of Glenarden requires timely and efficient snow removal services to ensure the safety and accessibility of public roads, parking lots, and facilities during winter months, and whereas the City Council has determined that it is in the best interest of the residents to contract for professional snow removal services to ensure a reliable and consistent response during snow events, and whereas the City Administration has obtained competitive proposals for snow removal services consistent with city procurement policies, and whereas the city manager recommends awarding the snow removal contract to R.H. Hilarios, the selected vendor for the 2025 through 2026 winter season. Now therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of Glenarden, Maryland, sitting in regular session this 18th day of November 2025, that number one, the mayor or mayor pro tem is hereby authorized to execute a contract with the selected vendor for snow removal services for the 2025 through 2026 winter season, consistent with city procurement requirements. Number two, funding for this contract shall be provided from approved fiscal year 2026 Department of Public Works budget or other available sources as identified by the Finance Department, line item 7240-10-60-60. Number three, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption by the City Council of Glenarden.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there a motion to bring this to the floor for a vote?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor.
Councilman Herring?
I have a major problem. Where's the contract? I thought we asked for the contract we
It
had
is.
for. You got it.
That might have been from the work session.
I gotta start getting us new packets.
I did.
No, I just, okay. So, I guess my issue is, so when did y'all put this out, and how long did y'all have it out to bid? Administration, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like we had it out on October 14th, according to the paperwork.
Okay, speak up.
Excuse me?
According to the bid proposal, October 14th
Through
through the end of October, the 29th.
the 29th, 15 days?
Yeah.
And you think that was adequate time to get more than just one bid?
We definitely sent it out to several of the vendors. We were behind relative to the timing of issuing an RFP, and we wanted to make sure we had this on the agenda to have council review it. R.H. Hilarios, the selected or the winning bidder, was actually the only one. We did receive one additional vendor respond to the bid late past the deadline. But we did personally send that out, and we also reached out to the different contractors.
What paper of general circulation did you put this in?
Yeah, the 14th, yes. I'm sorry, Councilman Herring, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you on that
I
question.
said, what paper of general circulation did you advertise this in?
We did not get this in the paper of general circulation. We did post it on MML Marketplace, EMMA Marketplace, on our website as well.
Okay, then you have a problem, because Section 819 of the charter, of the code says notice inviting bids shall be published at least once in a newspaper of general circulation within the city, at least 5 days preceding the last day set for the receipt of bids. So, do y'all do all your bids like that? Y'all don't put them in any newspaper of general circulation? And where else did y'all put it? Where did you put it?
EMMA Marketplace. We've also posted on the website.
MML? Did y'all put it up in MML?
I do believe we did contact them. I'll confirm that. I don't know off the top of my head right now, but we did use those
I
other
can tell you right
avenues.
now, I mean, proper protocol wasn't followed with this, and I know you should have advertised it. It's required to be advertised before we can accept any bid. It should have been advertised in a paper of general circulation. Did y'all read Section 819 on the bid process? I mean,
Yes,
Yeah.
Councilman Harry, it was an oversight on our part for the bids that are currently out. They are slated to be in the Prince George's Post for this coming Thursday, but on this particular RFP, there wasn't an oversight.
okay, and also, the council and the public actually is supposed to be notified that you're opening up these bids, according to 821. We've always been notified, the council has always been notified in case they wanted to be there when the bids were opened up to see the opening of the bids. So, I mean, I have a problem with this contract, because it seems like a sole source to me. It wasn't advertised like it should have been.
Well, in the contract, in the RFP, it does state, and we did abide by the opening of the public bid. I believe it was at 1 p.m. on the 29th. And so that bid was opened in public.
Okay. So, but you didn't notify the city or the council or anybody else? But it's in there. We don't get this. We didn't get this. Did y'all send this? Did y'all give us this? Did y'all give us the bid packet?
We publicized it. No, we did not send it directly
Okay,
to
so
you.
how will we know that you were opening up bids? Unless you would have told us. So it wasn't opened up, it was opened up, it was public to you, and only you only, and whoever else was there, but it wasn't opened up to the citizens or the council to sit there and witness the bid opening. And I'm gonna respectfully ask that be done every time bids go out, that we're notified and that the citizens are notified that bids will be opened up and they can come and observe, which is what the code says, Section 821 of the code says.
So we'll certainly make sure, moving forward in the Prince George Post, not just that the RFP is publicized, but that the particular line item in the RFP identifying the date and time and location of the public opening are further enumerated and highlighted. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it for me, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, Madam Clerk.
Order. I do want to make a motion that we table this until it's advertised correctly. I mean, legally, we can't even advertise, we can't vote on this because it was not done in accordance to the charter. So I'd like to make that motion that we table this piece of legislation.
Okay, is there a second? Are you seconding?
No, I have a comment.
Okay, you have to, 1 second. Is there a second? Okay, there's, all right. Madam Clerk, could you vote on tabling this resolution?
Councilwoman Cross?
Yes, pending clarification on the bidding process.
Councilman Hairston?
Abstain.
Councilman Harry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones? Pass. Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Abstain.
And Mayor Curtis?
No.
All right, and Councilwoman Jones?
No.
No.
What's that? So, I'm sorry.
It's 3 yeses, it's 2 abstains, and then it's a pass. I mean,
Fair.
two no's.
2 no's, okay.
So it's 3 yeses.
All right, so it fails. All right, so
In December.
could you do the roll call for the acceptance of the snow rule contract?
Okay, Councilwoman Cross?
Voting on this one.
Well, it's getting cold, so I know we're going to need something. But if we're outside of the charter and outside of the code, then we need to do it right. So no.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Councilman Hairston?
Abstain.
Councilman Herring?
No.
Councilwoman Jones?
Abstain.
Right, Councilman Williams?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Abstain.
And Mayor Curtis?
Yes. It fails. All right. Next is R11-2026, a resolution authorizing Cole's Creative Catering Services for the City of Glenarden's holiday party. Madam Clerk?
Whereas the City of Glenarden is promoting more community fellowship and belonging for its residents, and whereas the city would like to host a special event for its residents, and whereas the City Council would like to celebrate the December holiday season by hosting its annual holiday party to bring the community together for an evening of celebration, and whereas the City Council would like to have catered food, beverages, and servings for residents and their guests at the annual holiday party, and whereas funds have been allocated in the 2026 fiscal budget for special events, now therefore be it resolved by the City of Glenarden, sitting in regular session this 18th day of November 2025, that number one, Cole's Creative Catering will provide catering services per the attached contract. Number two, the cost of services will not exceed $8,800. Number three, the funds will come from budget line item 10/30/10/8647. And number four, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Thank you. Is there a motion to bring this to the floor for a vote?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Councilwoman Cross.
Thank you. Just for the point of record, this now brings our Christmas party total to about $30,000 for a room that we own. And I just have a significant amount of problems with how much these parties keep costing us. It's the similar thing that's happening not only across our county, but our state as we continue to dive deeper and deeper into our reserves. The reserves are there for supporting the city, and we are still waiting on the apparent $100,000 that we got from the county through some type of grant of another that we've not yet been provided. So I have a hard time with a $30,000 Christmas party. I just do. And it's under 200 people in attendance. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Yes, let me just say this, because there's this grant that everybody keeps on talking about from Prince George County Parks and Recreation. We were awarded that grant, and we were awarded it again this year, and it's a reimbursable grant, so you will not see the money until you submit your receipts. Now, we've submitted all our receipts for 2025. Is that correct, Mr. City Manager and Assistant City Manager?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and so we're waiting for them to reimburse us. Correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so yes, so we did get it, and we are waiting to be reimbursed. All the information was submitted, the contract was signed, and so now we're waiting to move forward for 2026. So the money is there, and again, they're paying for it. So I mean, my thing is, you know, if it's not coming out the city's pocket, and I understand we still need to be frugal, even if it's the county's money. But I'm just saying, you're making an issue like we're hitting our reserves, and we're not hitting reserves. This is money that Parks and Recreation gives to various municipalities. One municipality gets $250,000 to put on an event. So, I mean, I think it's advantageous for the citizens to be able to come out and enjoy themselves on a holiday without it affecting their bottom line. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I would like to add that there was $30,000 put in the budget this year. However, we are not using $30,000 last year. actually, the last 2 years or 3 years, we never reached the budgeted amount. We're always under. Thank you.
Thank you. Any final discussion? All right, Madam Clerk?
Councilman Cross?
Abstain.
Councilman Hairston?
Yes.
Councilman Herring?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mayor Curtis.
Yes. Thank you. Next is R-12-2026, a resolution appointing Mr. David Lee to the Ethics Board. Madam Clerk?
Whereas according to
I'm sorry, David Lewis, sorry.
Whereas according to Glenarden Code, there may be a City of Glenarden Ethics Commission, which shall be comprised of 5 members appointed by the mayor and approved by the City Council. And whereas the mayor wishes to appoint David Lewis to the Ethics Commission, and whereas the commission will serve to make a more effective and efficient form of city government, and whereas the commission is a public body and must comply with the Maryland Open Meetings Act, and whereas the Ethics Commission bylaws attached hereto as Attachment 1 have been adopted by the City Council under Resolution R-135-2018 on May 14th, 2012, whereas the commission shall be advised by the city attorney and shall have responsibilities including but not limited to the following. Number 1, devise, receive, and maintain all forms required by Chapter 16, Ethics of the City Code. Number 2, develop procedures and policies for advisory opinion requests and provide published advisory opinions to persons subject to this chapter regarding the applicability of the provisions of the Ethics Code to them. 3, develop procedures and policies for the processing of complaints and to make appropriate determinations regarding complaints filed by any person alleging violations of the Ethics Code. And number 4, conduct a public information program regarding the purposes and application of the Ethics Code. Number 5, determine if changes to the Ethics Code are required to be in compliance with the requirements of State Government Article Title 15, Subtitle 8, Annotated Code of Maryland, and shall forward any recommended changes and amendments to the City Council for enactment. Number 6, adopt other policies and procedures to assist in the implementation of the Commission's programs established in Chapter 16 of the Code. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Glenarden, Maryland, sitting in regular session this 18th day of November 2025 as follows. Number 1, David Lewis B. and is hereby approved as appointment to the City of Glenarden Ethics Commission. Number 2, the term of office shall be for 2 years. Number 3, this resolution shall take effect immediately following approval by the council.
Thank you. Is there a motion to bring this to the floor for a vote?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Discussion.
Councilwoman Cross.
So I think we don't want to be the pot calling the kettle black here, but in regards to what we've just had as a discussion to the city manager regarding to make sure that we get an opportunity to speak to those that will be representing on these various boards, which the council as a team will essentially appoint. None of the appointees tonight that are coming before us in legislation have been seen by anyone else on this board. There hasn't been any interviews. Now, I remember when I interviewed for the ethics board, I had to sit before the entire council. It wasn't just the mayor, but the entire council was there, and that includes everyone from the housing authority as well, and anybody particularly working with the youth. So I don't know where we are changing our direction of how we support people, but not one of these appointees have come before the whole board of this council. So no, you don't get to unilaterally appoint your friends and who you want. You have to bring it before this council so that we can, in due diligence and in right order, conduct our regular processes. We doing things differently, I get it, but every board, commissioner, otherwise has been interviewed by the council, except for these that are appointed tonight by you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will point out that these appointments were made a couple weeks ago, that everyone was well aware of them. And if council wanted to meet with anyone, council could have requested that. What I am against is us slowing down the city's progress and operations where we play these gotcha games and wait till the last minute to say something extra that we want. That has plagued us in the past with holding up contracts or holding up, in this case, appointments. And certainly, if anyone wanted to interview, they could have. No one said anything. And now is certainly not the wisest time to say, oh, I want to, interview people. Second, I think we have to, get away from these, subliminal accusations that just because we make appointments, they're our friends. Actually, for one of these persons, I met Ms. Wanda Gibson just walking the neighborhood when I was, going to each door to seek people's vote. She was on the steps. Never met her before. She's in Ward 1. She's a citizen of Glenarden, and she wants to serve. Mr. David Lewis is also a resident of Glenarden. He is in law enforcement. He wants to serve his community in this way, and so he answered the call. We've had things in the newsletter trying to get people to come in. We've had things on the web page trying to get people to come in. Actually, we are behind on Mr. Wood, Mr. Simpson, you correct me if I'm wrong, we're behind on having an ethics board because it's actually we have to have it. It's a requirement. And we've been waiting for quite some time. We've been in session for, we've been voted into office, was June, July, August, September, October, about 6 months. And we haven't had an effective, active ethics board for how long?
Before that.
At least 4 years, when the former mayor was required to staff the ethics board. So we're here now, and I'm sorry. Arlene Lewis is another resident who actually has works in the, I believe, in the housing space, federal housing space. And Mr. Andrew Bounds is another citizen. He actually ran for council. Unfortunately, he did not make it. And also Mr. Anthony Foster as well. You have something to say?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I do have to agree with Councilwoman Cross. We normally do interview the candidates, and I'm gonna tell you honestly, I've been going through so much I really didn't pay attention to it, and I think we should take the time to see who we are actually voting on and see what their experience is to sit on these boards and commissions. We always have, and normally I'd be the first one to ask for an interview. But I'm telling you, honestly, I've been dealing with so much other stuff. It definitely slipped my mind. So I just want to say that. All right, thanks.
Okay.
Call for the vote.
Call for the vote. All right. Well, we'll go forward with the vote.
Councilman Cross?
No.
Councilman Hairston?
Abstain.
Councilman Herring?
Abstain.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mayor Curtis.
Yes. Next is Mr. Andrew Bounds. I don't think we have to read. It's for the ethics board.
Right.
So
Just read the title.
just read the title.
A resolution appointing Andrew Bounds to the Ethics Commission.
Is there a motion to bring this to the floor for a vote?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Cross, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Cross.
Could the clerk also call out the final numbers and state whether these pass or fail, just for transparency? And also, yes, same comments as before. Not a single one of these candidates came before this council for any interviews. I do note that, again, in the time frame that I interviewed for the Ethics Board, I had to have a resume, and that resume had to go to every council member. There was a formal set-up time by the mayor to actually bring the council in so that we can meet the volunteers from this city, particularly on these boards. This is just not the way, but yeah, same comments.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
All right, Councilwoman Cross,
No?
Councilman Hairston,
Yes.
Councilman Herring,
And as I said before, no reflection on the candidate, but we did interview, and we did have resumes, and we had more information, so I'm abstaining from this vote.
Councilwoman Jones,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson,
Yes.
and Mayor Curtis.
Yes.
So there were 5 yeses, 1 no, 1 abstention.
Thank you. The next 3 are for the Housing Authority, so we could read it once and then read it all the way through for the first one, and then just a title for the second two.
Okay. A resolution to approve the appointment of Arlene Lewis to the Glenarden Housing Authority Commissioner. Whereas the City of Glenarden established the Glenarden Housing Authority through the adoption of Articles of Organization in Resolution Number 8-64, April 7th, 1964, which authorized the execution of a cooperative agreement between the Glenarden Housing Authority and the Town of Glenarden, thereafter known as the City of Glenarden. And whereas the City of Glenarden and the Glenarden Housing Authority entered into a cooperative agreement on April 13th, 1964, which agreement has been amended from time to time and continues in effect. And whereas the mayor is authorized to appoint commissioners to the Housing Authority with approval of the City Council. And whereas the mayor has appointed Arlene Lewis to the Housing Authority Commission. And whereas the council has determined that the appointment of Arlene Lewis to the Housing Authority, Commission should be approved. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Glenarden, Maryland, sitting in regular session this 18th day of November 2025 as follows. Number 1, the appointment of Arlene Lewis to the Glenarden Housing Authority Commission for a term of 5 years is hereby approved. Number 2, that this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption.
Thank you. Is there a motion to bring it to the floor for a vote?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Councilwoman Cross?
Thank you. Will we have an opportunity to have, particularly on this housing board, members come to the podium and tell us a little bit about their experience, since we didn't get to do the interviews? The housing board is under the Housing and Urban Development. It is not something that this city commands, controls, or has any oversight of. Therefore, anything that happens within their administrative controls, the only thing we can request is a review of their records. And that doesn't give us any authorities, powers, or otherwise to change it. We just simply look at it and say, yep, they're in check, or no, they're not in check. This is a very important vote that's happening, citizens of Glenarden. These are over 60 houses, over 120 lives, and we don't know who's about to get on this board. And one of which ran for this city council with your current sitting mayor as a partner.
And
It is very disturbing to me. And I think we owe the citizens of Glenarden an opportunity to at least hear in this regard. Because outside of you as a board member, they have no advocate. I am asking for them to take that stand and tell us their experience.
Thank you. Councilwoman Jones?
thank you, Mayor Curtis. I have been to several of the meetings at the Glenarden Housing Authority. When I first came on the council, it is not that serious. I mean, even if you interview persons and ask them what their background is, it still doesn't determine whether they're going to be a viable person on the board or not. Allow people to serve. It's hard enough to get people from the city to come in and serve on these boards, but allow people to come in and serve. Like I said, I've gone to several Glenarden Housing Authority meetings. It's not that they have a whole bunch of exercise to do what they want to do. It's not like they can do anything that they want to do. There's checks and balances on the board. There's checks and balances that come back to the council to watch whatever's going on in the Glenarden Housing Authority. Thank you, Mayor Curtis.
Thank you. Councilwoman Cross, quickly, please.
Going to a board meeting and sitting in a resident's house that has for the 5th time been evacuated because of black mold, with a son who is unable to breathe, and a tub that almost fell through the floor until I got involved. The meetings are just an administrative piece. There are serious issues, and over $160,000 should have repaired these units, but didn't. There is a desire and an ask on this floor. If you want to be on this board, come and tell us your experience. Let us know what you have as far as a character care for the people that you will be serving. These are real lives. This is not a political game. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll just say that I agree it's not a political game. Unfortunately, in this case, in my opinion, it's been used as a political game because we had ample time she had ample time to ask for an interview. Again, like, we got to stop with this. Wait until the last minute, say gotcha, and act indignant when everyone here had an opportunity to request it. If you want to meet with someone, I cannot, prevent anyone on this board, on council, from meeting with anyone. Two, because it was said, Mr. Anthony Foster did run for city council. Yes, I know him. I thought he would be a great councilman. He did not win. I do not get to vote him in. The council will have to vote him in. Two, the current GHA board is not really in function right now. They do not have board members. They're down to, I believe, 2, and they don't even have a quorum. The criteria that you have to be on the board is just to be willing to serve. You do not have to know how to deal with mold. You don't have to be in the plumbing business. If I gave you my resume, there would be nothing on there that would necessarily qualify me for a GHA board position. This isn't about your work experience. This is, are you a willing participant to serve? I believe also, do you, with any position, would like to appoint people that has great character and wisdom and understanding. But again, if we are concerned about the boy in the tub with mold, well, right now nothing's being done because they cannot vote on anything. The current director does not even have a contract. They're about to lose him. So we need to move quickly to make sure that the board is staffed and that they can vote to make sure that people who do have mold in their homes can get that fixed. Nothing is happening right now. So yes, let's stop playing political games by waiting to the absolute last minute to request an interview with people that we could have asked a long time ago, and it would have been satisfied. So with that, can we please just move? I'm sorry.
I got a comment. I want to make a comment too, because I've sat on here and I've been through a number of Glenarden Housing Authority boards, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, that is a very important position. Because when I got on here originally, the board was in complete disarray. They were going to get foreclosed on by HUD. The board was not doing what they were supposed to be doing and reporting back to HUD what they were supposed to be doing, because none of them knew you had to do that. So we had to bring people on board who were experienced with HUD and the requirements for HUD and housing. The roofs were falling in. We had to get somebody on there that was familiar with, building. So that is a very important position, and you can't just put anybody on there who really is not familiar with housing and housing standards and the intricacies you're dealing with HUD, because HUD can come in and like they did with Glenarden Apartments, and pull the whole unit and put it under the federal government. But all of that to say this also, I did reach out and I did say, because I have a problem with this legislation, is that you got them both on here for 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
State law requires us to stagger those positions.
Duly
And
noted.
So I brought that up weeks ago before, and I brought it up in a work session, that they need to be staggered. You got to have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's right. So every year, one board member rolls off. Every year. This is 2 people who are on here for 5 years. We don't know what the 2 people who are on there currently, when their time expires, we need to, I asked earlier to pull their legislation, pull their resolutions, and see what their term was. If they were still on there, if their term expired, we can always do it from that, and then we know where we are with the stagger. But state law requires us to stagger these positions, and these are not staggered. These are 5 years, and I did bring it up 3 weeks ago. So
No, that's a fair point, Councilman
all right,
Herring.
thank you.
And I'll move that we make Arlene Lewis 5, Anthony Foster 4 years, and Ms. Wanda Gibson 3 years.
But you don't know what the current members on the board are. What are they? Are they 2 and 1?
There's nobody that's serving on the board. They
You
have
said there were 2 on there.
I'm sorry, 2, Mr. I forgot his name. I do not know the 2 people's term.
Then we need to find out what their terms are and when they expire, because you just can't do 5, 4, 3, and then their terms are still overlapping. We got to get this right. Thank you.
Thank you. I will just say for the record that Mr. Anthony Foster works for the county and has experience in the county levels. I believe worked with HUD. Ms. Arlene Lewis has a history of working with HUD as well. Ms. Gibson actually is willing to send in, her resume, was willing to send in her resume, but again, no one asked for any additional information. So we can vote, and if you want to vote no, you vote no. Vote yes, you vote yes. Madam Clerk?
Hold on before we move. Wouldn't it be wiser to just hold off on the vote and get it right, so that we can vote on these? If you're adamant about getting this done, then maybe we can hold off on getting it right, because again, it's not right to vote 5 years for each one of these people, and it's not in line with the annotated code of Maryland in the housing authority requirements. Why are we voting on it?
So, and I agree, you brought up the 5 years. I note that, which is why I'm asking us to amend these resolutions for 1 to be 5, 1 to be 4, and 1 to be 3.
But is that correct?
What do you mean?
You
is
still
that
got
correct?
2 people on the board. You don't know when their terms expire.
These 3 are still staggered. Miss Price was put on the board, I believe, 4 years ago when they had that big dust up. So Miss Dina Price. So we know she was 4 years ago. Mr. I forgot his name. It starts with a J, I'm
Jermaine.
sorry. Jermaine, thank you. Mr. Jermaine Hodges. His term actually expired, and I believe we just voted on him last year to another term.
So you got overlap. So you got to figure out what you're going to do. So you can't do 5, 4, 3. You need to just pull whoever's on there and just get it right. I mean, we're trying to figure this out here on the floor when it's just a matter of pulling it and getting it right. That's all I'm saying.
I understand that, and I don't see a big issue with 2 people having 5-year terms. I mean, they're all staggered.
It's not. It's against state law. That's what the problem is. This is what frustrates me the most. State law says it got to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You don't see nothing wrong with it because it's 2 5-year terms. I'm not breaking the law. You want to break the law, you break the law. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Williams.
I had my hand up for a long time.
Okay,
The
okay.
district
What?
came back.
I'm sorry. Councilman Cross.
Thank you.
1, no, I'm not calling on you. I did not see you. 1. Two, you've already spoke twice, so I called on Councilman Williams, who I saw first. Councilman Williams.
You didn't have no problem with Councilman.
Point of
Henry
order,
weighing in.
point of order, Councilwoman Cross. There's, no one's trying to be mean to you. Just wait your turn. Period. Councilman Williams.
We can fix this by voting the people in and then coming back with the 5-4 and coming back with the third one to find out the terms. Or vote them in with not the terms and come back later next meeting and put the terms in. At least they be in. So that's one way to solve it. So I'm asking for call for the vote. We had enough discussion in my opinion.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
All right, one second. So I'm going to,
Vote it up or vote it down.
I will go to Councilman Cross briefly, then Herring briefly, and then we're going to close it for a vote. Briefly, you've had two times to speak on this.
I don't know why you count me, you ain't counting nobody else out.
Please talk.
All right. The concern that I have is the boards, the commissioners, they all are on, unless they verbally written resign, their terms may expire, but they are still accounted as a board member or a commissioner until they are replaced after their terms expire. So this power to move ahead, to say that you don't have anybody, I, as a council member, have received no letters of resignation from either of these boards. So because there isn't a letter of resignation, then technically those board members are still in a serving capacity. Now, when we replace them, as they have been termed out by time, then yes, they can be removed by legislation. But as of right now, I have 0 resignation letters from either of these boards. So that means that you don't have an empty board. We are moving in an expeditious manner, and we're not holding ourselves accountable to the law. Thank you.
Thank you. Which just makes the point about the years a moot point. If they could serve beyond the 5 years, and they could serve beyond the 5 years. Councilwoman, I'm sorry, I did not mean that. Councilman Herring.
Let me just say, following up on what Councilman Williams said, I think we should just take all the terms down to 1 year until we get the count right. That way you won't have no overlap with anybody, and we can address it. I just make it 1 year, and then we can come back and address it when we get the number right, instead of making it 5 years. If you're going to change the years any old way, you're going to make it 1 year. Why 5? Just do 1 year. Then you can take it from 1 on up. That way you won't have to worry about it.
So we can't just leave it open and come back and just put the years in?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Why would we leave it open?
He said 1 year.
I just said 1 year.
And then we'll come back.
And come back and then just,
You know what? I'm not beyond compromise. That is fine. If we want to make it 1 year and then come back and then do this again, that is quite fine with me.
Because we need somebody to serve.
Yes. So if we can make it 1 year, and then we'll come back on this. All right.
Call for the vote.
Thank you, sir. I second that, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Cross?
Could you state the legislation number we're talking about, please?
R-15-2026.
Abstain?
Councilman Hairston?
Is this for Lewis?
Yes.
Abstain.
Councilman Herring?
yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mayor Curtis.
Yes. Next one, if you could just read the title, and then we can go for the vote.
Okay, a resolution to approve the appointment of Anthony Foster to the Glenarden Housing Authority Commission.
You can go for the vote.
Councilwoman Cross?
No.
Did you get a motion in a second?
No, she didn't.
I'm sorry. You're correct.
I move that we accept Resolution R16, 2026.
I second it.
Councilwoman Cross?
No.
Councilman Hairston?
Yes.
Councilman Herring?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mayor Curtis.
Yes. Is there a motion to bring, I'm sorry, go ahead and read the title.
A resolution to approve the appointment of Wanda Gibson to the Glenarden Housing Authority Commission.
I motion that we bring this to the floor for a vote. Is there a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Councilwoman Cross?
All these are modified to 1 year, correctly?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Abstain?
Councilman Hairston?
Ms. Wanda Gibson.
Abstain.
Councilman Herring?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mayor Curtis.
Yes. All right. All three pass. Thank you. I'll go with mine first, and then we'll go with Mr. Williams, and then we'll take a council member Herring's motion. So I motion that we accept the appointment of Mr. Captain Darren Robinson as the acting chief for the city of Glenarden. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Any opposition?
I'd like to call for a voice vote.
Yes, sir.
I have a discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand. Miss Councilwoman, Councilwoman Cross, if I don't see you, then the proper thing is just to address the chair. Councilman Herring does it all the time. He says, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Williams says, Mr. Mayor, if I don't see his hand. Just, if I can't see you, just say, Mr. Mayor, and then I will look your way and I will call on you. That will erase any misunderstandings. So, Councilwoman Cross.
There's a discussion that was held relative to the matter of pay for our, for this particular vote. Will it assume the pay of the police chief? Or
Point
will
of
it
order,
assume?
point of order, that's not for this vote. You can discuss that after this vote. This is for the appointment of them. We can't even get there if we don't appoint them. So otherwise, can we call for the vote?
I second it. Madam Clerk.
Oh, okay, Councilwoman Cross?
I wasn't done talking. I don't understand what's happening. I mean, we will have a discussion on pay later after the vote. Is that what I heard? You can't just cut somebody off and call for the vote. I'm asking a question. It needs to be answered.
Yes, in the beginning, Councilman Cross, I said there were two motions that were added. One for the appointment, one for the compensation, because there might be some who will agree with the appointment, and there might not be. There might be some who agree with the compensation. There might not be. So we separated the two in the beginning. This is a motion to appoint. What is your vote?
Yes.
Councilman Hairston?
Yes.
Councilman Herring?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mayor Curtis.
Yes. Thank you. I now motion that we accept the city manager's recommendation for acting Chief Darren Robinson to be on step 2. Was it step 2? Grade and step.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor. We are discussing a salary in
Personnel.
public, and that's personnel related. We should not be discussing that at this meeting.
I'm not going to say the.
You don't have to. You just said the step and whatnot. You just said the step, and that's public information.
Okay.
So we should not be discussing that. That's something
That's
we need
fine.
to be discussing in a closed meeting.
To accept the city manager's recommendation at the appointed salary. Is there a second?
Second.
Any
I
discussion?
don't know what it is.
Were you at the meeting?
Any discussion? I see your hand, Councilwoman Cross. Councilwoman Cross.
Somebody slip her the number, man.
Slip me a number. Please give me
Just
the number.
write a number on a piece of paper and give it to us.
Here's what the population don't understand. These closed meetings have discussion points that are still open, that need to have information that comes back, that don't ever come back.
The information was in the meeting.
Then we get a legislation on the table, and we supposed to just, ESPN or whatever this, answer. There's no telepathy here. We need real numbers so we can understand what the budget looks like. This is not good. I don't disagree. I think he's a wonderful person. He'll make a great chief. But I need to know what we're trying to pay him.
Yeah. So I would say, it's a little bit frustrating, but we'll get through it. Can you write the number down, please, again, and send it to her again? Because this was in email to all council members.
Yes.
Not only did we were supposed to read the email, we also discussed it. So this was not something that we discussed in secret and now trying to push through. This was an official appointment via email by Mr. Simpson. So if someone does not read their email or someone does not pay attention during a meeting, that is not the
Point of
fault of the
order,
rest
point
of
of
the
order.
council.
It was either the budget, we were gonna have this number, or we were gonna do a stipend. There was not a clarity.
Second,
getting this stuff
so
Point of order.
what is your point of order?
The point of order is, you're trying to say somebody didn't read their emails, but the issue is, we
That's
had
not
a
a point of
discussion.
order. That's not a point of order.
It is for me.
Carry on. It's not
Call for the vote.
recognized. I second.
Call for the vote, that's a good one.
I have a comment.
Call for the vote.
You can't just call for the vote because you want to call for the vote. You got
I can
comments
call for the
up here.
vote anytime I want to say call for the
One
vote.
second, one second.
Don't tell me I can't say
You
call
wanna
for
go
the
home,
vote.
go home.
Listen, point of order. Look.
Because you ready to go, don't mean we gonna call for the vote. I got a comment to make. Everybody else up here got a comment to
I'm
make.
sorry.
Go home if you want to go home.
Council member.
Look,
Let me
man,
just say this.
don't come with this. Don't come with that again.
You always got something to say. Why don't you just
One.
leave? You going to Salt
One
Lake City.
second.
That's where you're
So,
going. Going to Salt Lake City. You ain't got to sit up here. You can.
I don't have to do
What?
it. I don't have to sit and listen to you.
Whatever. If you
Acting
wanna leave,
Chief
then leave.
Robinson.
Always acting like
If you
a
don't
little
want to sit up here, then leave.
Acting Chief
You
Robinson.
little punk.
Hey,
No, I'm a big guy.
No, you ain't a big shit.
Gentlemen.
This is problem now. Get off that bottle.
What about it?
One.
Let me go ahead on.
Second.
I want to call you what you want to call you.
So,
Let me go ahead on. Let me just say this.
hold on, one second. Hey, our citizens deserve more. And so,
I ain't got time for
for
foolishness.
that, Councilman Harris.
You the fucking fool.
For that, this is both your first warning. If there's a second warning, then you guys will be removed from the meeting. I ask that even if, like I said before, if we don't get along, our responsibility is to work for the betterment of the city, even if that means we have to work together. We may disagree, that's fine, but let's be at least cordial so that we can get through everything. So, first warning, if you do interrupt a piece of the meeting, then I'm gonna have to ask Acting Chief Robinson to remove you, which I hope does not happen. Councilman Herring,
Let me
please,
just
go
say
ahead.
this. Okay, let me say this. So then you need to pay attention to what's going on up here and not just to focus it on certain people. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, let me just say this also. Let me move on. Let's go. See, there you go.
Yeah, but Councilman Herring.
There you go.
But Councilman Herring,
Did you
asked
hear
him-
him?
No, listen.
Hey, you see
listen
what
to
your
him
number
say.
do for people? That number. As soon as
Listen,
that
Let me
number
just
pops
let me
up,
say this so we can move on.
Councilman
I'm gonna
Herring,
get this
your
meeting over with. I'm ready to
your
go.
comment on
Let me just.
on the motion on the
I'm
floor.
getting ready to, and let me speak on this. Let me just go ahead so we can go ahead and move on because in fact I'm getting frustrated now. Let me just say this. The email came out to us on a salary on November 13th after the work session. We have not had a formal discussion on this number in a closed meeting. So that's why I don't think we should be voting on it tonight because I have an issue with it. You know, I have some comments on it. I need more clarification on what they're doing because they're throwing things out here and I'm like, does that fall in line with the salary scale and other things? But I think that we need to have a discussion. This did not come to us until November the 13th. I'm looking at the email right now. The work session was the 11th. So we have not had a formal discussion on any of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Councilman Cross?
Pass, we need discussion.
I'm sorry, where did Councilman Harrison go?
He must have stepped away. Councilman Herring?
Abstain.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson,
Abstain.
and Mayor Curtis.
I'm a yes, so that's 3 yeses. We just have to wait for Councilman Hairston to return from the restroom. And what,
Or you can move forward to vote.
we'll wait. If we move forward to vote, wouldn't it fail? Why would I do that?
Jesus, help me.
Well, And the grade and step is public knowledge. Just FYI. We're waiting on your vote. It's 3 yeses, 1 no, 1 abstain, and your deciding vote
What's this for?
on accepting the recommended salary for the acting chief.
Oh, yes.
All right, it passes. Thank you. Next up, Councilman Williams.
The 8737 Glenarden Parkway has been an issue ongoing. And last month, I brought it to the council and the city manager attention that something needs to be done to that house. It's an embarrassment when you bring people and drive by that house. And all I said then, and I'm gonna say it again tonight quickly, was we need to act like that was our next door neighbor's house. And if you was living right there, what would you want done if you had the power to do it? So I'm asking this council to give a directive to the city manager to do the low-hanging fruit, to clean up that house, cut the grass, pull the vines off. I mean, just the low-hanging fruit. I understand he's trying to get some contractor, but it's been a month and nothing was done on the property. We can do better than this. So I make a motion that we direct the city manager and staff to do the low-hanging fruit, to maintain that yard, at least cut the grass, trim the bushes, get the vines off the, this is ridiculous. Thank you.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, discussion. Councilman Harris.
Yes, so I want to hear from administration, where are we at with that house?
Currently, we have reached out to the county, and we do have a proposal that we'll be bringing to you to utilize a vendor that the county utilizes for abatements. It will be presented via resolution with that. The previous RFP that we've had, we've exhausted and went through each contractor, and they've all come back saying that they are not interested in participating or wanting the contract to do this particular job.
Is that all, Councilman Harris? All right. Councilman Jones.
Okay, to the administration, so is, you're presenting a resolution when?
We're going to request a special meeting specifically for that and present it to you. We've just finalized, I know Code Enforcement Manager Green is available too to also comment a bit further. But this was just recently finalized within the last week to be able to know exactly where we're going relative to addressing that particular issue.
So can I ask what the ballpark figure is for this contractor?
Not to exceed 60,000. Not to exceed 60,000.
Not to exceed, that's not, I asked for a ballpark figure for that particular contractor, but what's, I mean, you don't have to give me an exact figure. They're not, you're saying not to exceed 60,000, they're asking for 60,000 or less?
What they're proposing based upon their review and what has been shared, that they are saying that they will not exceed the 60K threshold to get this work done.
And you don't have a number?
No, we do not have a number. They have not provided a number, and they are saying that to perform this work, it will not exceed 60K. I do believe Mr. Green is available, and he could comment a bit further on the specifics.
Mr. Green, you're the next contestant.
All right. Good evening. So J.D. Clark is the contractor for the county that does this type of work. I've been speaking with Tisa Clark, who's the president and CEO. What she has said is that because you cannot see exactly everything that's in, especially the backyard, is that they are unable to give us the standard quote to say that it's going to cost $25,000 or whatever that number may be. They won't be able to give us an exact number until after they start the work, once they can see what's going on inside of the yard.
Okay, so how much are they asking for to start?
They have not asked for anything to start yet. I think the city manager, they wanted to make sure and get with the council to see if this type of proposal would be acceptable.
It's like an open contract. Okay, so I kind of agree with Councilman Williams as far as at least take a weed whacker and go down there and get some of that stuff out of the driveway. Like until we can get, when is this contractor proposing to start?
As soon as we have the approval to do so.
Okay, so hopefully within this, what's today? Monday, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Today's
18th.
Tuesday, so hopefully before the end of the week, before close of business on Friday, the council should have some information so that we can come up with a day that we can all come together and meet, if we have to have a special meeting to meet on this, because like Mr. Councilman Williams says, I've been complaining, well, I'm not going to say I have had enough citizens come to me and complain to me about that property, and we have worked on that property. We have gotten a court order that we can go in and clean that property up so that it will look presentable in this city. I'm tired of presenting this to citizens saying we're working on it. We need to move on this.
Yes, ma'am. I don't disagree with that. I agree.
I know you don't.
I agree with that 100%. The struggle has just been getting a contractor that wants to perform the job.
Yeah. And I understand that too. I wouldn't want to lose my workers either, but that's another story.
Yes,
Thank you, Mr. Green, administration.
Councilwoman Cross.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have an order to the city of Glenarden from the District Court of Maryland, which is not up for discussion. And what date did that order come through, Mr. Green?
The beginning of 2025.
Yeah, almost a year ago. So I have watched this city and its public works department cut down big, massive trees. I have watched you haul that debris to Prince George's County for disposal. We pay you daily to do the work of this city. There is no reason why that hasn't been taken care of. Do we have the equipment to start this job in our inventory? We have a lawnmower, so please don't say no.
Well, I think that's better suited for actually our Director of Public Works to answer.
Please.
Mr. Nichols.
I love that man.
Good evening, City.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I do believe that this dates back obviously, prior to receiving legal judgment, right? To address the not to exceed, that is absolutely standard for the industry. The problem is that due to the overgrowth, there is no way for you to quantify how much it would take. So in my opinion, this would be something that would in fact be executed on a not to exceed, and then it would be handled on a time and material basis where you would track their progress. You know, if I were a contractor, there's no way that I would agree to 10,000, 20,000, or even 60,000, and then incur 70,000 plus, because now I'm taking out things that I can't, and then after I take those things out, there are things that are unforeseen that I then am liable for because I've now executed a contract with the city.
Thank you so much for that feedback. My question to you directly was, do we have equipment enough to get after this job?
No, ma'am, we do not. In addition to the fact that we have inadequate equipment for this specific job, it is not something that I think would be best for the city to move forward with because of the potential liability that is associated with it. Once we, so just to back up, with a court order and there's a judgment for abatement, if we were to do anything on her actual land, as involved as I believe I've heard that she is, there's a potential for us to avoid that due to encroaching on her land and doing any kind of work. So attacking the low-hanging fruit could potentially then be argued that we have failed at our attempt for abatement, and thus we need to go back to the court to receive another order to do anything additional. If we touch her home, there's extreme liability because now we run the risk of saying, or her saying, that we've damaged her property and now we need to repair her home. In addition to what we've done in the public right-of-way, which after the first discussion that we all had, I immediately had my team jump on that and was an advocate for that. The resident stood outside and then posed an even more of a potential for a hazard because she was standing under the work that we were doing, and there's potential for her to get injured, in addition to my workers, my team, hurting themselves because now they're frazzled as she's out there frantic. And by the grace of God, we were wrapping up when she came outside.
Mm-hmm. May I have the chief acting, please? Mm-hmm. Welcome aboard.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening.
Thank you, good evening. My question to you, relative to what Mr. Nichols has just said, essentially he's scared, and he don't want his people to be put in a position where they would be held liable for anything relative to harming bodily injury, okay? He's afraid that the resident may put themselves in a condition where they would get injured to bring liability on the city. What role would the police have in supporting, because this is a district court order, and this isn't just in the last year, Mr. Nichols. This has been well over 10 years. The cars were removed, which had trees growing in the wheel well. What role does the chief of police project?
Well, like I said, if they need us there for security reasons to make sure that their employees aren't injured or assaulted by this person, I can have a couple of officers there, you know, keep her at bay while they do their job. And like I said, if it takes all day, it'll take all day. I have no problem with that.
So you could quarantine, you could build a police action to enforce the District Court of Maryland's order to enable the city of Glenarden to move forward.
We can enforce the court order.
You can enforce the court order.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So I don't know that there isn't a way for you to get this done, Mr. Nichols. I know that you do have a lawnmower because you cut our properties. I do know that you have tree cutting material. I've watched you cut trees right across from the American Legion. And whenever they fall in the street, I do know that we have an ability to get those up. I do know that we have an ability. Now, when it comes to the house, then we can use our at 60 or below to support us in cleaning the house. I don't have a problem with that. But the extension land piece to the street, that's something we can do. I believe that's an accurate statement. Mr. Nichols.
Well, 1 second. So there's another piece of information that I've been told that.
Yes, Mr. Joshua Omalala, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, who's from the county, who's also engaged with this particular, and familiar with this situation. Initially, when we did the original abatement, he may also have some area where he can speak on this situation as well.
Do you have any additional information or no?
Hold on. Hey,
You will have to
can
come
we
to-
get it? Can we get her question answered before y'all move into something else?
No, it's the same thing. It's all the same.
No, it's not. She asked him a direct question.
I apologize. I apologize. I didn't catch that. I
that's
thought
about
that
to
was
go into
something.
something
All right.
way different.
Go ahead. Answer the question, please.
Point of clarification, are you asking, are we equipped to handle the front yard? Is that what you're asking?
Is the city of Glenarden equipped with materials, mechanics, and workers to handle from the street up to the house itself?
No, ma'am. I've already stated we have inadequate equipment to deal with this particular situation.
What equipment do you have?
We have lawnmowers, we have weed whackers, we have chainsaws.
All right. I grew up on an 80-acre farm. I know a chainsaw can serve a tree. So I think you have the equipment. I didn't ask you about whether you wanted to. I asked you if the equipment you have is sufficient to conduct the mission.
Yes, ma'am. And so your question is, do we have adequate equipment? Not my opinion? Or the fact that I don't desire to? Are you asking, in fact,
Do you have equipment
Yes, ma'am.
that is able to cut trees and cut grass?
Point of order. So he's already said.
No, he hasn't. I want a yes or no.
He said no already.
No, you telling me a chainsaw can't cut a tree?
Madam, so if you want to have him answer a certain way, that's
I'm asking
different.
him a direct question
So point
on
of
how
order.
the operation of material is. He doesn't get to scapegoat out of that.
Councilwoman
Can
Cross,
you
Councilwoman
cut
Cross.
a tree?
Councilman Cross, now, this is your first warning. I'm giving out warnings tonight. He's answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have one question, since they brought it up.
All right.
Okay, now Mack and Sons came through and they're very experienced tree service and gave us a quote of what, 20,000? How is it 3 times more with somebody else? See, when you do 60 and below, it's gonna be $60,000. I don't care what you say. I don't care if it's only 20,000, they're gonna bill you for $60,000. That's it and that's all. You know, so I'm not understanding this. I mean, because Mack and Sons did the whole alley from Glenarden Parkway all the way down to Tyler. And that didn't cost us no $60,000. And they had to take everything up out of there. So I'm not understanding this. I mean, right now I think, you know, it's going out across the airways and people are just saying, okay, we got them because nobody else wants to do it. And we're being bamboozled into $60K. That's a lot of money for a job that was $20,000 originally. And he walked the property. His only issue is that, you know, the concerns he got with the owner, you know. But, yeah, you know what? All right, I'm done.
So, thank you. So, is there any more information? I don't want to pull somebody in if he doesn't have any addition. Okay, thank you.
No, I would like
All right. No. So the
Point of order.
motion.
He was
What is your
mentioned.
point of
I think
order?
I want to hear from him what he has to say since the city manager brought him up.
No, he doesn't have to come up to say anything. So the motion on the floor was for Mr. Williams.
Point of order.
What is your point of order?
He was mentioned to
What
the
is your
citizens
point
of
of order?
Glenarden and Mr. Joshua Omala.
What is your point of order?
I would ask him to come up, whatever the city manager said, he could shed some light on this situation.
No. So we're moving on. So Councilmember Williams, so your motion was for the city administration, for the council to give a directive to the city administration to go on themselves or to go with what was the contractor's name? Oh,
J.D. Clark, I believe is the name.
J.D. Clark. Was that your motion?
Like, my motion was to get it done. I don't care who get it done. And the reason within 2 weeks, just take care of the low-hanging fruit, cutting the grass, pulling the weeds off the door, off the vines. Just make it somewhat presentable in the front yard. And then the backyard, we know, is a whole different story. But when you have a big bush coming out the driveway like this, I mean, that's just a weed whack or a lawnmower going over it. It's something to look at halfway from the curb to the front door. I mean, we have a court order, and it's not being executed. And no one's giving direction. So, and the city manager, I had a talk with him. I told him I was going to do it because I don't go with the gotcha. I don't blindside anybody. So he knew I was coming tonight to say this. So I'm asking either the council agree with me or they don't. But if they don't, then fine. But I'm putting it out here because I had citizens come to me. I see it, I drive past it, and it's disgusting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Give me a second. Well, I'll second that motion, and we just go for the vote.
I need some clarification, because my thing is it a motion for our people to do it, or are we giving him a motion to find whoever he wants to, and we're giving him a blank check to get a contractor? So what are we doing? Is it for our people to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Jesus.
And not, he's saying the low-hanging fruit. Right? Okay.
But then Mr. Nichols said he couldn't do it with his equipment? We got dime equipment now? Low-hanging fruit, what?
It's just going to pass or fail. We're just trying to move forward. Mr. Nichols, can you do anything? Can you do the front yard? We know you can't be the backyard. Can you do the front yard and pull down vines, as Mr. Williams said, that doesn't need the heavy equipment?
When you're talking about vines, are you talking about vines on her home?
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Front yard. He said front yard.
Councilman Cross, please. He said yes on her home.
Pulling down vines on her home runs a risk of potentially damaging her property.
Okay. Is there any other? Yes.
Can I?
Yeah, sorry.
Well, we're going to have that risk. And I'll take that to go to court liability anytime, because she's not doing it. We have a court order to do it. It got to be done. Somebody got to do it. And somebody's going to take the risk, whoever. If we delegate it to a contractor, it's still going to come back to us. If we delegate it to a contractor to go do it, because it's going to potentially, if they do it, it's still the risks come back to us. So I'm saying, let's go ahead and do it. And if she sues us, fine. I'll go to battle each day with that, because we're in the right and she's in the wrong. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Point of clarification.
What is your point of clarification?
I understood Councilman Williams to say the front yard, which means we're not going to bypass everything from the street to the middle ground to get to her house. I just need a point of clarification as to what we're asking the city of Glenarden's public works to do relative to this property.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nichols, for having you go back and forth and back and forth. Could you please come back to the podium? And could you just explain, understanding that the council may be willing to accept some risk, what you are willing to do in regards to that?
Well, it's not necessarily what I'm willing to do. It is what is ruled. Right.
Rule, yeah,
and
correct.
So whatever is decided is decided. I can only stand on my own professional opinion, and I've given that respectfully.
Oh, no, absolutely. All right. So understand, front yard, vines, low-hanging fruit. All right, so let's just move forward with the vote. We can vote it up or down. So, Madam Clerk, voice vote.
Councilman Cross?
Yes.
Councilman Hairston?
Yes.
Councilman Herring?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
No.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mayor Curtis.
Abstain.
Yes.
It passes. That was? Okay. So we got Councilman Williams.
Point of clarification.
Councilwoman Cross.
We haven't established a time frame in which Mr. Nichols and team needs to get this completed. I move that within the next month, that those actions will be completed, to put timeline to their actions. That's my move.
Do we even know?
Second.
Okay, well, there's a second. Any discussion is, do we even have an assessment from the person who's going to be doing this of how much time it will take?
We got a motion on the table. We got
We do not have to vote. It's discussion time. So, I just think that it's, kind of unfair to have someone who's in that field trying to rush through things if it's not safe, one. Two, there has been some pushback, intervention from the homeowner. So I respectfully ask that, let me just ask Mr. Nichols, do you think you could get it done in 30 days?
So, to your point, I would have to do an assessment. I think that the front can get cleared by the end of the year, reasonably, without me doing an assessment at this time.
Okay. Can we extend that to the end of the year, please?
I think you need to get started. You said the end of the year, man, it gets started till December 28th. It needs to be, we need a reasonable timeline. If we got to extend it, if he gets to the end of 30 days and he can't get done, then we can extend it again. But we need to get started, because the more time they have, the less likely it's going to get done. I honestly believe that, because they're going to drag their feet on it. I'm just saying, you need to do something. In 30 days, we need to see something. If you need more time after 30 days, then
Yeah,
so be it.
it's just 2 more weeks.
I don't
We're in the
care.
middle of
2 weeks
November.
make a big difference.
Well, look, let's just move. I'm sorry, Councilwoman Jones.
You have to take in consideration also the weather. If it's a windy day, you can't be doing that kind of, like, it was windy the other day, when we were out breaking leaves, you can't do that kind of work if it's windy. If it's raining, you cannot do too much of that work. If it decides to snow, you have to take in consideration the weather and also the assessment of the person that's doing it. Thank you.
We'll move forward with the vote. Mr. Nichols, if it looks like, if the vote passes, if it looks like that you won't be completed in 30 days, please just let us know. And then I will put forth an extension if you need it. So, Madam Clerk?
Councilman Cross?
yes.
Councilman Hairston?
Yes.
Councilman Herring?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
Abstain.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Okay. And Mayor Curtis?
Abstain. Do we have 4?
You have 4 yeses.
Yeah, then let's just move forward in the sake of time, since it passes anyway.
You didn't move forward last time.
Sure did.
I didn't, because we needed an extra one.
Mhm.
But if it doesn't matter to me. We could wait. I'm not for it or against it. It doesn't bother
I
me.
mean, it passes, but still.
Nah, it passes already. The last one, we were waiting.
Let's go ahead. I'm ready to go.
Oh,
It's not 20.
so now you want to move forward?
Actually, I don't, but, you know.
Okay, no, you asked to wait. We are going to.
I get up out my seat. I'm a new tactic. After 20 years, I knew how to stop a road. Get up out my seat. No, if I get up out, they're going to be like, let's go.
Yep. Because you're not going to be here to stop it. All right. I do think for the sake of time, we should move forward. Any objections to move forward?
Objection.
Do you want to move forward?
We got citizens sitting there.
Yeah, let's move forward.
Objection.
I note your objection. We're moving forward. Next one is, Councilman Herring.
Just that motion to go into recess for December. That's it. That's my motion. For December. For Christmas,
Any discussion?
or for the holidays.
Yes, Councilwoman Jones.
I think we should have a work session, even if you, I mean, we can go and, really, where's my calendar at? The last 2 weeks, we won't even be having meetings anyway. So why take the whole month of December when we can just take, we can have a work session and the whole month of, not the whole month of December calendar. I'm sorry, citizens, I'm so sorry. Let's see, so if we have a work session on the 2nd, or the 1st, the first Monday in December, and then the next week we'll have a public hearing, and the next week it'll be a regular meeting, whatever we have comes to the floor to be voted on, if there's something that comes to the floor. And then you have the 2 weeks after that, I think would be sufficient enough to be in recess. We have things we need to be working on.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman Jones. Any, no, it's fine. Any other discussion? All right. Madam Clerk.
Councilman Cross?
Yes.
Councilman Harrison?
Yes.
Councilman Herring?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
No.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
Yes.
And Mayor Curtis.
Abstain. All right. City Manager's report. Please, high level, we don't need you to read your report. Leave enough time for questions. So, and that's for all directors. If you can not read your report, just give high level, then we can ask questions, and then we can get on to citizens' comments.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor and Council. Good evening. I'll give a brief summary of the City Manager's reports for the October reporting period. All departments are stable and productive. We have strengthened our administrative support to improve coordination in the day-to-day operations. We also welcomed our new executive assistant, Michelle Johnson-Williams, who joined us on October 26th. Public Works, Mr. Nichols, as you guys know, is here, and he'll be reporting out on all Public Works matters. Code enforcement, residential parking pilot program continues and is moving forward. Staff has provided extended hours and door-to-door support, and training for new personnel is ongoing. Finances maintain stable. Fiscal operations, payroll reconciliations, and retirement contributions were all completed schedule. The team, of course, is preparing the finalizing the audits and continues closing out unused accounts to improve efficiency. HR finalized the evaluation processes for their reporting period and continued recruitment for Public Works. And there's some news there that will be in November's report, and distributed and contributed to the update of SOPs across department. The police department responded to approximately 600 plus calls. Our new acting Chief Robinson will definitely come up as well to provide some more clarity there. Communications, media and communications supported the RPP outreach campaign, as well as all the other events in the quarterly newsletter. They also continue website migration. We also are looking at that department growing. A selection has been made there, and we're looking at adding a team member to that department. The Go Room hosted more than a dozen events during the period with some positive feedback. Staff will continue to improve booking and payment processes and are expanding marketing efforts. October was a steady and productive month across all departments with continued progress on operations, community engagement, and preparation for year-end goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Simpson. Any comments, questions?
Yes, I
Councilman
do.
Harris?
Yeah. All right, Mr. I'm going to address a few projects that we have out there and where we are with them. Where are we at with the police station? Why is when I ask a question, y'all look at me like a deer in hit? The police station, where are we at with that?
I'm sorry, I was answering.
Okay.
We're going through the next steps.
What is the next steps? I mean, y'all can really be straight to the point. I mean, we ain't got. I don't need a whole lot of words. Just straight to the point. Where are we at?
The RFP's been released. It's been posted in the Prince George. Will be circulated this Thursday. And once we have responses, we will bring that back before council.
So did we get a copy of the RFP?
No.
No.
No, Councilman, you did not.
Why? What is it? Why is it that y'all don't give us a copy of these RFPs? What is with the RFP? What is it? What does it entail? What is? I mean, what is it for? I mean,
I'll send it to you this evening, all of council.
what is it for? I'm asking right now. I mean, what is it? What was with the packet? What did y'all send out in the RFP?
So the next phase is for a design or a detailed design, and as was presented by CPJ, to scope and scale the theoretical design that was presented down into the actual police station that would be wanted.
So the one that CPJ gave us, you used that for the RFP?
No, we used some of the work in terms of the site selection, grading, but the next phase would be much more detailed in terms of an environmental study. And I mean, there's a great level of detail in terms of permitting and other aspects of the design, as well as, like I said, paring it down to what council actually wants. So what was presented was approximately 9,500 square feet. There was a great conversation around whether it should be one level or two, where the chief's office should be, if there's need for a community room, all of those types of things in terms of paring it down and or keeping it would be decided at this next phase. And so, as I said, scoping or pairing it in alignment also with the budget would happen during this phase. So it's the detailed design that would actually be given over to the contractor for building.
So I guess my question is, wouldn't it have been more practical to get with CPJ and scaled it down first and then sent that out after we discuss what we looking at?
So typically just in the design of buildings, that's just not how the process works.
If I want to build it and I say I want to build it in this size and I only want these things on it, they're going to design me what I want. I mean, but if you want to give them what CPJ has already done, that's what they're going to put the bid in for. Something of that. So they're going to put a bid in for a building, a 9,500 square foot building with the probability of it being shrunken?
No, Councilman.
So I'm trying to get a clear understanding on what is in the RFP. That's why I would like to see the RFP.
Which is why I will send it to you tonight, Councilman.
Yeah, just send it to me tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's a yeah, send it to everybody. I'm not understanding why we're not getting this information. We're going to spend millions and millions of dollars on a police station. We know at least $4 million that we got from the state, and we're not seeing anything. And I'm not understanding why y'all think we shouldn't see anything or see what you're doing. We need to be in every step of the way with the whole design process. That was the problem before. Because what y'all do is y'all move on things and then the council doesn't agree with it. Then we get back to the drawing board and it takes forever. And then we're being blamed for dragging our feet on the police department being built. All right, thank you. Elevator.
You should have new information coming very shortly on the particulars and where we are with the updated information with the elevator, and we'll make sure that gets sent out to you as well.
Okay. I have a problem with this because I did ask that you bring the architect in to meet with us so we can go ahead and move forward with that, and it still hasn't happened, but you're bringing us new information. What is the new information? Is she going to bring the new information?
The information is what we've gathered from the architect relative to building that elevator. So
okay,
yes, well,
we need to have her come in here. I don't want the information from y'all. Y'all been giving us information for the past year, and we haven't seen her yet. We've been asking to have her come up here. I want to see her here in here so we can talk to her because you know, because it seems like we only getting partial information, and then something changes again, and then we gonna have to get more partial information. It's like it's not moving. Who, as a matter of fact, let me ask, with the police station, who's the lead on that? Who's the point of contact? Who's the project lead on that? Between all your department heads, who's the project lead on that?
We're working, myself, the assistant city manager, and we're also bringing Mr. Nichols up to speed with the information that we've gathered as well.
Okay, and elevator, who's doing that? Who's the project? Who's the lead on that one? Same thing.
The same thing, yes. We've all been in those meetings and discussing those next steps.
Okay, and so you're going to bring us new information, but what is this information going to entail? That we haven't already. I mean, last thing we heard was it's ready to go, and we just need to pick out our fixtures.
Yeah.
Now what?
It'll be updated information based upon what we shared, and it'll be detailed, and I'll make sure you
Have you talked
do
to
have
her?
it.
Have you talked to her recently?
Yes, sir, we have.
So what is the updated information?
I'll make sure I get it emailed out to you so that you can have it.
Okay, that means we're going to get it for 2 weeks. All right, council chambers, where we at with that? Same thing?
Yes, sir.
And the same people?
Ms. Felder, correct, in Red Leaf
No, I'm
Architect.
talking about in this building, who's
Yes, sir.
leading that project? Okay, so same with the nutrition center. New information on that too?
Those two are part of the,
I know it is, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I'm not sure what y'all going to do. Y'all may split it up, who knows? I'm just asking, is there new information on that too?
I'll make sure I get you the updated information on that as well.
What new information is it? Because that is just like that's a basic restructure. What new information can you, I mean, it ain't like there's an elevator. I mean, even this chamber it was basically done. So I'm trying to figure out, what is this new information? Have y'all been in contact with her? Because I'm going to ask if y'all been in contact with her.
No, please feel free to do so.
Okay.
And we have been, yes, sir.
Okay. I see I finally got Hayes Street done. Thank you for that. It took over a year and was put on the back burner for the longest time. Appreciate that. MLK Park.
It wasn't
where we at
placed
with
on the
that?
back burner.
Huh? What'd you say?
It wasn't placed on the back burner.
Yeah, it was, because those cones sat over there for almost nearly 6 months, and that street was not. You partially did it, and then it just sat there. So yeah, it was put on the back burner. MLK Park, where are we at with that?
I'll also email you the update information as well.
Where are we at with that?
We did receive the information from CPJ, and we do have information relative to the gazebos.
When did you receive that?
I'm not sure, but I'll make sure I get you that email right away.
So if I hadn't asked about it, we wouldn't have gotten it?
No.
See, this is starting to be a problem for me, because you're getting information, and until we ask for it, that's when you're going to send it. And I'm not understanding, when you get it, we should get it, so we can know what's going on. Citizens are asking me about that. Trash contract, where we at with that?
We will be doing an RFP for the trash contract as well.
Okay, so I know we've been talking about trash now ever since we did the new budget, and you're just on RFP for the trash? Who's in charge of that? Who's in charge of that?
It would be the administration,
Who in the administration?
myself, Mr. Wood, as well as Mr. Nichols.
And what is who?
Our new Director of Public Works, Sean Nichols.
Okay, snow contracts, we just did that one. That was a bust. So y'all gonna advertise it so we can move forward and get that? I mean, they can resubmit theirs if they want to, but you need to follow procedure.
Certainly. Yes, sir.
Okay, I asked you for the CAD reports 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I do apologize for the delay in the transition of the previous chief. I think that item hadn't been given to you. I'll make sure you have it by week's end.
What does the transition of the chief have to do with it?
I'll make sure you do have
I mean,
it
we
by
got-
week's
the
end.
captain is back there, and he's more able to address that issue. I'm not understanding what the issue was with that. See, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm requesting stuff, I'm not getting it. Now, I did ask you for the leave slips like 9 months ago, I guess it was. Still ain't got those.
I'll look into making sure you get that information.
You know, I'm gonna say this, because it's bothering me. I'm looking at 3 department heads addressing these projects. You don't split them out amongst them? That's why, I mean, my thing is, we were told our assistant manager will help you move things through faster, and all 3 of you are, 3 people working on each project, 3 people working on the same project. Y'all can't split that out amongst, DPW and AC with one, and DPW and the city manager with another one or something, because it's like you're all three working on these projects, so one project getting done at a time, nothing's moving forward, and I'm having a problem with that. I'm going to tell you honestly. I'm going to tell you honestly from my stand-up. My point of view as a council member, and with this new form of government that we had, that we really need to look at, and the council, really need to look at that, because we need to make this government work, and we need to look and evaluate staff from top to bottom to make sure that we can move forward in a council, city manager form of government, and that everybody in place is on board with making this government work. Because I'm telling you, right now, it's like we're stagnant. Nothing's moving. And we need to look at that from top to bottom, I'm telling you, because this is not going to work if we got, I mean, these projects are just like staggering. They're just staggering there. They're just sitting there. I mean, the elevator has been years and years, and last time we talked to the architect, she said we're down to fixed finishes. Pick out your finishes, and we're ready to go. And now we're saying it's something new. It's something new. It's always something new. Nothing's moving forward. You know, the police station, we finally got moving forward with that, and this is going to be like forever, because we still got to decide if we even want a police station 9,500 square feet, if we even need one that big. You know, so they're going to put out an RFP. That's going to come back. Then I guess they're going to hold that until they go through it, and we'll see it maybe in 2026 maybe. You know, and then they'll discuss it then, and then we'll ask about it at the next meeting. They say we'll get it to you, because they're not going to send it to us. So I'm having a really big problem with this, because I'm just seeing things just stack. I'm just seeing things just sitting there, and we're spending over $600,000 on administrative salaries alone. That's just upstairs. You know, and I'm just like, you know, this is ridiculous. It honestly is. So, those are my questions. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Works.
Good evening again.
Good evening, sir.
Within my 7 weeks of being here, I'll provide you with an update within October. So within October, we were still cutting grass. However, some of the activities that were completed was the completion of the RPP program signage, in addition to an emergency replacement of the second floor hot water heater in a mechanical room adjacent to the gold room, as well as monitoring the installation of the temporary speed humps and appropriate signage associated with that. For the month of November, we've now transitioned into leaf collection season. In addition to that, we have completed successfully the winterization of the community garden. In addition to quite a few projects out on the street that I'm sure that everybody is well aware of either being ongoing or being completed. Those that have been completed to date, the Hayes Street milling, asphalt, and overlay with the associated striping on the roads, in addition to Glenarden Parkway roadway and patches, in addition to the associated striping. What you'll see that is ongoing currently is Woodmore Town Center, speed humps, and the associated signage for those speed humps. They're currently being installed now.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Williams.
Yes. When are the permanent speed bumps in Ward 1, Polk Street, Hayes Street? When are those due to be put on?
Hayes Street is complete. Polk Street, I believe, is also complete.
No, not temporary, permanent.
So Hayes Street has permanent speed humps currently.
Okay.
Polk Street, I believe, is also completed. However,
No,
if
it's not.
Okay, and I'm about to address. However, if it has not been, then that is something that I will make sure to contact the contractor about, to make sure that before they demobilize with the work that they're doing, that they knock it out.
All right, let's make it clear. It's completed temporary humps on Polk Street.
Okay.
My question was, when a permanent, I want to make sure it's clear, when the permanent speed humps.
So I believe, and the city manager could correct me if I'm wrong, but if they're temporary speed humps that are installed right now, that is a part of a pilot program. And so to answer the question of when permanent would be replacing those temporaries, it's not going to be anytime soon until the pilot program is completed. And right now we're going into the winter season, so I would probably say that would be sometime next spring where those temporaries will come out.
Thank you.
Councilman Jones.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nichols. I had a citizen ask me about a temporary speed hump at the bottom of Johnson, in the 7800 block at the bottom of Johnson going towards Tyler. Is there a possibility that the citizen can expect that, or is that something we need to discuss with the entire council to have it funded?
So what I can do, and so I sent out an email, let's see, Wednesday, the 12th of November, a little bit after noon. The work that the contractor NZI is currently working on is within the surplus of the remaining contract that he had. And so that's why he was able to immediately move on that. The reason why I say that is because tomorrow I'll go and investigate this location, and then I'll touch base with you.
Right.
I'm sure that installing that one will not break the bank.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Councilman Harris.
To follow up on the speed bumps, and that's for Mr. Simpson. I did ask for the paperwork on those temporary speed bumps. It was a pilot program. It was $50,000, and I want to know how much it cost us to install those, because again, those speed bumps are 2 inches high, and I was looking more like 6 inch high, which is $245 per speed bump. That's why we put $50,000 in this. I still want that paperwork on it. I asked for that a couple of weeks ago too, and I was supposed to be getting that. I haven't gotten it yet, so I need to get the information to see how much the speed bumps were and how much was the labor and how much did they charge altogether to put down the speed bumps that we have. Because those 2 inch speed bumps are only $66 a piece. So I need to get that information. On to some other things. Can I share my screen right quick?
Yeah. One second.
Yeah, all right.
Sorry, I should have responded. You should have a good week now.
Okay. All right. Mr. Nichols. Let's see, is it sharing? Nope. There we go. This here, these crepe myrtles here. I have a big problem with this because you hacked them down. I sent you an email and you said it was a critical, whatever it was, issue. Why would you hack them down when they were not scheduled to be hacked down, pruned until January and March, which you referred to in your email? Because, again, the leaves were going to fall off of them. They wouldn't have been blocking the stop sign. And if we would do just like the citizen said and put a flashing stop sign there, we wouldn't have had, it wouldn't have been an issue. We've been going back and forth with these crepe myrtles for years, and they've been cut down a number of times. They won't get any height because people keep on hacking them down. And I'm trying to figure out why would you do that? And I don't understand why, Mr. City Manager, you knew the issue with these crepe myrtles, and you didn't instruct them on what needed to be done with those?
May I respond?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I previously stated to you was it was in fact critical, as well as the fact that this specific location was nuanced in that currently what you are looking at is an after picture. I don't know if you have the before picture that you could possibly share, but what you would see is that it was approximately 15, maybe even 20 feet from the crosswalk, which was causing a tremendous amount of issues with ticketing, with complaints from residents, so on and so forth. And also the number one thing, potential safety hazard, right? Because nobody knows where they need to stop. Some people stop at both. One person may stop or two people may stop at the stop sign and then blow through the crosswalk. So due to the fact that it was so far away when I came here, I made the decision to move it closer for safety reasons. And The before picture would show that you could not see it at all once it was installed without cutting down that. So it's for the benefit of the residents of Glenarden.
It shouldn't have been cut. I'm telling you that right now. Those trees should not have been cut. We've been trying to get those trees to grow. Again, the leaves are falling off of it. You would have been able to see it fine.
Yeah.
That's a problem for me because again, these trees have been hacked up. We can't get any height on them. The whole thing is to try to get some height on them. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on these, and I think coming in here just hacking them up like this, knowing it shouldn't even have been pruned until January or March, it should have been something else done before you took this aggressive action on these.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the comments. I still respectfully disagree, and it'll grow back. It'll be okay.
If we wanted a bush there, we would have put a bush there. We want a tree. It's going to grow back as a bush because it won't get over 4 feet tall. If you keep on hacking them down like that, it doesn't matter whether it's going to grow back. It's what it's going to grow back as.
Yeah, and there also was a stop sign there as well.
Also, at the last meeting, we were talking about this alley. Now, I said that debris there was there for over a month. And you said if it was there over a month, as though I was lying. Come to find out, that debris has been there since July 15th when a windstorm came through and broke the branch down. And I was told that Public Works came and cut it up and they left it. So from July 15th to November, they've been cutting around it because you can even see the new growth on this. So, my thing is this, like I told you in the work session, I know what's going on in my community. It was down there for months. I just didn't want to throw it out there that it's been down there for over 3 months. I was trying to be nice and say just 1 month. But you decided to say if it was down there. Yeah, it was down there for more than that. It's been down there since July.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason why I said if is because I had to verify it. Because, again, I've only been here for 7 weeks, and I've been focused on some major improvements for the benefit of the city that you live in. Right?
Okay.
And so, 1 second, please. And so because of that, I did not necessarily catch this. However, the very next day, we went out and we remediated the issue by taking everything out as soon as it was brought to my attention. But I do want to clarify that there was 2 different things that was going on. We had tree limbs that did in fact fall due to a storm that was removed, and then everything that was removed recently since I've been here, I actually have documentation that shows that that was a part of a fence that was taken out, and all of the stumps and the shrubs associated with the fence that was taken out to install that beautiful white fence right there. And I can send you the documentation tomorrow if you would like.
One second. Let him finish what he was saying.
So if you would like for me to send you the documentation, I can send you the pictures and the videos that show the amount of fence that was left. And what it looked like to me was that a contractor, not necessarily the resident, but the contractor that was contracted by the resident, just moved stuff out the way to simply install their fence and did not do due diligence by going and cleaning up after their work. So it was 2 separate things that were going on.
Well, I went up there way before this, once that fence was installed, and there was nothing behind that fence. There was absolutely nothing behind that fence. I took this picture months before almost a month before you got here.
What?
There was nothing behind that fence, and in the stuff that's there, right there, in this picture here. If you look in this picture here, you got new growth in there. Yeah. That's all new growth. I don't see any fence in there.
Well,
I see a bunch of cut up branches. I don't see any fence in there. And I walked back there because I know the house. I was there when she took the tree down. She had a tree in her backyard. They took it down, and then she had a new fence put in. And I walked back there to see this stuff, and this was branches and stuff. There was no fencing back there. And I'm not tell you I know it ain't no fencing because she had a chain link fence.
Well, yes, sir, and I respect what you're saying. There's no need for me to go back and forth. Like I said, I can send you the blatant documentation that I have if you would like it. I can send it to you tomorrow.
Anyway, and again, and you made a comment too at that last meeting. My team, they ride the city. We ride the city. The only reason you got this up was because Councilwoman Jones brought it to your attention, and that's the only reason it got taken up at all.
And I appreciate Councilman Jones.
If she hadn't taken it up, if she hadn't brought it to your attention, it would be still sitting there. So you can't make a statement that you're riding the city. And another thing is this. And so, I mean, just like this here. This chair sat here on this sidewalk on Fletcher's Way for 4 days before it was finally picked up. So, and in that time, there was no trash being picked up. So I'm assuming no trash was being picked up because that sat there for 4 days. And then I was outside here in the parking lot on the phone talking right after trunk or treat on a Monday or so. And I'm walking up and down the parking lot on the phone. I'm looking down and there's just trash all in there in the parking lot, candy wrappers and everything. I look up to the highway, 704, and you got a worker up there picking up trash on 704. So do we have an MOU with 704? Because we don't clean 704.
I can't speak to that. Do you have documentation showing that?
No, I'm asking you because you
Well,
must have
I
a person
can't.
up
I
there.
can't speak to something that I don't know about, and that's why I'm
So
asking.
why was your
if
worker
you-
up there
if you
cleaning
can
up
provide-
704?
I don't know if he was. I'm asking you. Do you
I'm
have
telling you he
documentation?
was.
Well, I
so-
can't take your word for that.
So,
Okay, well, I'm telling you he was. Don't take my word for it then, okay?
Okay.
So
Don't take my
point-
word
point-
for it then.
point of order.
You see, you know, we got a problem here. Because you know what, I'm not gonna have nobody speaking to me like that. So, you know what, don't take my word for it. And like I
Okay,
said before,
so-
we need to look at the leadership in this community and see how we're gonna move.
so,
I agree.
listen,
Well, I'm elected, so I ain't got to worry about it. I'm in here.
which is.
So, but you're not.
So point of order. One, I think it's highly unfair for us to treat our employees like this.
Mr. President, Mr. Mayor, I don't need you chastising me on how to treat anybody anyway. I'm a grown man, and I'm going to speak how I want to speak.
Point of order. You have your opinion. I was not addressing my comment to you. I have
Yeah, you
my
were.
opinion. No, I have my opinion. It's a public meeting, so you hear my opinion. You can't avoid that. It is my opinion that I appreciate you agreeing to join the city of Glenarden. How long have you been here?
7 weeks.
7 weeks. So in 7 weeks, it's kind of hard to do everything that was lacking in the city before you got here, would you say?
Correct.
Thank you.
You finished?
I am not finished. I think that if you want respect, you have to give respect. Would you agree, Mr. Nichols?
Correct.
Yes. So I'm not in agreement with anybody disrespecting anybody, but it's not fair for one person to disrespect one person and then get upset if that person feels that they've been speak to in a certain way. It goes both ways. If you want respect, you have to give respect whether you're elected or not. So I would hope that we would respect our employees in a way that we would want respect. I mean, this has got to stop. This is insane to me. I've never seen anything like this before, ever. We have to start treating people better, period. If we want expectation, it's fair for us to have expectations to get the job done. That is fair. But we have to start treating people with respect and dignity. And this, just because we are elected by people does not give us a green light to disrespect and denigrate people, period. This is my opinion. I appreciate you, Mr. Nichols. I appreciate you, Mr. Wood. I appreciate you, Mr. Simpson. I appreciate you, Mr. Dean. I appreciate you, Acting Chief Robinson. I appreciate you, Mr. Green. I appreciate you, Ms. Karen Schultz.
Point of order, Mr. President.
appreciate-
Mr. Mayor, I had the floor and I was not finished questioning.
You can have it after I'm finished appreciating people. I appreciate
Okay.
you, Ms. Michelle. Forgive me, I know your name, but it's just a tense night.
But you appreciate him.
Ms. Jones, I appreciate you. And for every one of our employees who are online, I appreciate you. And you deserve better. Respectfully, Councilman.
Yes, because you have
Aaron.
called me by my last name. You called Councilwoman Cross by her last name. I ain't saying
and I apologize to both.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Let me
hard
say, but let me just
doing
say
both.
this. Let me just say this. Let me just say this. I appreciate you citizens in this community because you took on a $500,000 debt to keep people in their positions, and you're entitled to decent services. That chair should not be sitting there for 40. I don't care how long you're in the community. There's a full staff down there. So you can I appreciate the employees too. I've been fighting for increases all the time. I vote for cost of living adjustments every time. But I also appreciate the citizens and how they took on the burden to make sure These employees can make 100,000, 80,000, 102,000, 75,000 and up. So yes, I appreciate you citizens, and I'm going to continue to require the services be given to them. So yes, I'm going to ask questions. I have a right to ask a question anyway I want to ask questions. If y'all got these little delicate sensibilities, maybe you shouldn't be up here. If it hurts your little heart because I speak harshly, you're supposed to be able to take it. But I'm not going to have somebody speaking back to me any kind of way they want to speak back. That's what I'm not going to do. You know.
Point of order. Point of order, Mr. Williams. Councilman Herring has the floor. Yes, I got it.
So again, and I want to move on to my questions. But again, like I said, if is going to get you in trouble. Because if it's going to get you in trouble, let me just say that because I know what I see and I know and I guess I might start taking some pictures of stuff and putting it out there. So then it would be the truth, you know, and then we can take it from there. So, you know, everybody thinks everything's a game around here. Everybody thinks it's a game. I've been here long enough. Another thing, these signs here on the front of this building, these things are not useful at all, and they really need to come up. They're blocking the front of the building where it says James R. Cousins Municipal Center. They give no direction. Every time I'm up at this building, people say, how do you get in? And they ride by those signs. They shouldn't have been put up. They didn't come to the council to get them put up. We have a sign ordinance in place. And so they really do need to come down. They're unsightly. I honestly believe they're unsightly. It blocks the whole view of the front of this building. And we need to really have those taken down. They don't give no direction whatsoever. Everybody comes up here and say, how do you get in? So, and that's my last thing. But again, I'll take, yeah, but like I said.
Thank you. Officer,
I'll deal with it later.
Officer, what's your name?
I'll deal with it later.
Ishmael? I appreciate you, Officer Ishmael. I do have a motion can you go back to that tree that you have? That tree that you have in your picture?
What tree?
It's a tree.
The crepe myrtle.
That's blocking the stop sign or something like that, right? Is this tree in there by like ordinance or something?
Yeah, we all put down under our tree plan.
So can I make a motion that we just remove the tree?
No.
You can make a motion.
I make a motion that we remove the tree. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I feel that we spent $400,000.
Hold on, Mr. Councilman Hairston, just for this one vote.
$400,000 on trees, and I don't think we should be putting them up because you don't want it, because you don't think it should be there. And I think it's disrespectful to the citizens that wanted that Glenarden Parkway line with those crepe myrtles.
I appreciate
you got
that.
the money. You got the money from the developers. Something they've never done before. County's done things they've never done before, and they gave us $400,000 to plant these trees, and I don't think we should stop pulling them up.
Thank you. Can you go through the vote, please?
Councilwoman Cross?
We're voting to remove these trees?
No, not in these trees. The tree that's specifically blocking the stop sign, that's causing people to run through the stop sign, causing people to get tickets because they can't see the stop sign. Just this one tree.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
You don't know what's happening with that stop sign because you didn't know anything about it until I brought it up to you. I said that the people are saying they're stopping too far past the stop sign. So that all you had to do is move the stop sign, and you could have avoided that by putting a flashing stop sign up there like we were suggested by a citizen. And then you wouldn't have to worry about that. And once the trees get to a certain height, we would be fine with it. So you don't even know what's going on with that. So stop putting stuff out there that you don't even know the facts about. Because I was the one that brought it to your attention.
Thank you, sir. And I appreciate your opinion.
No, you don't.
But history will tell us that that stop sign got moved in front of the tree because this was a problem before. People could not see that stop sign. So before, I believe the administration moved that stop sign from the corner in front of the tree so people can see it. But now we have the camera system, and that camera system is giving tickets to people not stopping where they should stop. So, like they should have done, which I commend you for taking action, they moved the stop sign from in front of the tree to the actual corner where the stop sign is because of the new addition of the cameras. And then it was back in its original place, and the tree was blocking it. So I do know something about it because in the previous administration, that was the reason why the stop sign was moved. I respect your comments,
Mr.
but
Mayor,
I do know a little bit something
Let me
about
give you
it.
the accurate on that because you gave it wrong.
That's fine.
The problem was people were stopping at the stop sign and rolling through it, but they had to calibrate it incorrectly. Some people knew to stop at the crosswalk.
Okay.
So they were stopping at the crosswalk. That's what the problem was. So they knew where to stop. It's just the stop sign was calibrated back, so they were running the stop sign. That's what the problem was.
I
It had nothing to do with
received that. I received that. I'm wrong a lot.
You really are.
Council Clerk?
Councilwoman Cross?
No?
Councilman Herring?
No.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ferguson?
No.
And Mayor Curtis.
Well, I'm a yes. I tried to help. It failed.
Alleviate
That's
that issue.
part of
'cause
life.
That's the issue right there.
All right, now we can move forward. I'm sorry. Can you please make it? I'm sorry. You're right. Go ahead, Councilwoman Cross.
You should be glad he let me speak this time, because I have a compliment from the citizens of Tyrell for you moving that sign out front of that resident's home and the expeditious way in which you did it. So they wanted to make sure that word got back to you on the work that you did. And I drive past there every day, and I just want to compliment that, okay? So thank you again for that responsiveness, because those are seniors in our community, and they put a lot of care and consideration into not only their property, but the upkeep and the maintenance of that entire street. So thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. I just second that. Thank you, because thank you goes a long way, so I appreciate it. Councilwoman Jones.
Thank you, Mayor Curtis. Thank you, Mr. McNichols, for your responsiveness in getting that dumping out of the Johnson Avenue alley. Because when I went out there and looked at it and I sent it to you, I went out there because a citizen alerted me to it. So I went out there and looked at it, and I also saw tree stumps. And I know they don't fall out of the trees. So somebody had to put those there, because there was plenty of tree stumps out there and branches. Some of the branches you can fall out. And then there was a old fencing out there too. So thank you for responding
Yes, ma'am.
in a timely manner to have that addressed.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you and your staff.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Green, if you want to brave the
So, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I believe you all received Code Enforcement's monthly report. I'll take a moment to touch on a few highlights and then be happy to answer any questions. The residential parking permit pilot program went into effect on October the 6th, 2025. Code enforcement and city staff continue to assist citizens with their questions and concerns. Code enforcement received Kevin Karpinski's legal opinion on enforcement of code violations on HOA property. I will be sharing this information with the council before the close of business tomorrow. But in sum, as it relates to this, yes, city officials can enter HOA property only if you are invited there by a property owner, or if you have an MOU that's already in place. But I'll go into more extensive details when I give everyone the actual legal opinion. Code enforcement's new vehicle has its tags and upfitting has been completed. The new vehicle is now operational, and code enforcement now has 4 vehicles within its fleet. That's all the highlights I have for now. I'm available to answer any questions.
Councilwoman Cross.
Just a point of clarification for the HOA, you said property owners invite the city to look at their property or to look at a infraction that the...
Either or. So if we receive a call and the property owner invites us onto the property, invites us there, then we can come onto the HOA property in a very, very limited scope within the reason that this person contacted us. For an example, I was contacted last week by a citizen in the HOA as it relates to some work being done next door. So that was an invitation to come onto the private property of the HOA, but I can only go there with the scope that I was permitted to do so. While I was there, I saw some open storage and some other violations. But again, according to the legal finding, I'm not able to address that because I was there in a limited scope. And again, I will be forwarding his finding to the entire council.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Jones.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Cross. I mean, Mayor.
It's all right. It's 2 C's.
Lord have mercy. I'm so sorry. Mr. Green, can you give me an update on the 8,000 block of Glenarden Parkway concerning the strip mall where they had all that menagerie of things going on?
Yep. Yes, ma'am. I'm glad you asked about that. If I may, at this time, I would like to invite Code Officer Jones up. She's been leading that particular project.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Great job. Empowerment. I like it.
He learned.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, what would you like to know, Councilwoman Jones?
An update on 8,000 Martin Luther King, just the strip mall. What have they done? Have you talked to the owners? It's not the same menagerie of folks on Friday afternoon, or whenever they show up with all the food trucks and all of that.
Okay, so on Fridays they have Mosque Day, and at one point in time, well, it's improving now. There was a lot of traffic, parking violations, and parking in the fire lane, things of that nature, overcrowding, and so a few weeks ago I had to start getting a tow truck up in there to let them know that you cannot continue to park this way. Even the county states that if you're going to, utilize the space, you have to follow the parking laws, So, sorry, y'all. So, I've been going there every single week, every Friday. The first setting is at 12:30 when they have their first prayer. The second one is at 1 o'clock. So I've been staying there for like a minimum of maybe 2.5 hours for the past few Fridays, just making sure that they are following, the parking. I've also had the owner to meet me. We've done a walkthrough of the exterior. I've pointed out some things that he needs to, improve. For instance, the fire lanes, they're painted yellow, but you have no fire signs, no fire lane, no parking signs. So I have instructed him to place fire lane, no parking at the fire lane signs. Also, he's made me aware that in the future, he may even be cutting the lease for the mosque maybe like 4 months earlier, because he came out there and from what he noticed, that's not the type of environment for that. It's not going to house, the parking that they need. It's too crowded. They're going over to the liquor, A1 Liquors, parking, and it's just impeding everything. So he will not be renewing the lease when it's time for that to take place. He also said that he would not have another religious organization to come there as well. We've talked about the handicap parking signs. There's a couple of signs missing, and in the state of Maryland, even though you have it on the ground, you're still supposed to have the sign visible as well in front of the parking space. So there are some parking spaces that had that missing. So I've also instructed him to replace those signs as well. Also, as far as A1, I also went to A1 Liquors to make sure, because I noticed they started parking over there as well. So I had a conversation with the manager, George. So he came out, we did a walkthrough as well. He showed me the areas where he gave permission for them to park, which is the rear only. So we want to make sure that they're not impeding those fire lanes as well. Okay. As far as we did some research, we found out that even though they have commercial businesses there, that parking lot is residential. So no commercial vehicles should be parked there. So I've also, just recently, yesterday, I had the tractor towed. So that tractor should not be there. I've asked him countlessly to reach out to me. He never reached out to me, so I ended up putting a tow sticker. He ignored that. It came back the next time, there was no notification, because as, I don't know if you all know, but when it comes to commercial vehicles, there's certain things that we can impound without giving notification. So he had ripped the sticker off, but still, when it came back, I made sure that the tractor was removed. So it should not be any parking there. So anytime I see anything like that, it's going to be towed. I'm not even going to give notification. It's just going to be towed. So we're working on that as well. But it has cleaned up. I've had people to come and tell me that it's improved. They're able to come now, you know, to have their business, instead of them coming there, nowhere to park, and then they're leaving. They can't buy food. They can't go to the laundromat, things of that nature. So.
All right. Very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all working on that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, I got a
Councilman Harris.
Yeah, I just want to thank y'all for being a very professional organization, not like some of the organizations and leadership that we have in Glenarden. And being on top of your responsibilities and your duties and making sure that the citizens of Glenarden are being served. And I do appreciate you because you appreciate the citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Harris.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions?
No.
All right,
We're good
thank
to go. Police chief, report.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I believe everyone has a copy of the chief's report. There's only like one thing that I sort of want to add to this report, that the section where it says where our officers are. So it says we have four vacancies. I'm pleased to say that yesterday and today we've sent 4 offer letters to 4 potential officers. Hopefully, if everything goes well, we can have them in here by the end of December, January, the beginning of January at the very latest. So we should have possibly have these 4 positions filled.
Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments? I'm sorry, I saw her first,
Okay.
and then I'll go to you. Councilman Jones?
I just have one question concerning the report. I know you're going to probably develop a new report. As far as calls of service, can we just get the actual number of calls of service, even though it may not be something that goes to that report? Because I noticed on his report this time, he only had 2 items, but he said that there were 641 calls for service. So that means that 641 times our officers have been somewhere in the city addressing an issue. So
Yes.
just.
Yeah, so if you see 600 and what, 600 and...
No, he told me it was 641 calls of service.
It's in the report as well.
Okay.
It's in the report as
Okay.
well.
Yeah, I only looked at the first sheet, the first, because the first 2, I always read the,
It was 667 calls for service.
okay,
So that means that these officers dealt with 667 people.
Issues, yeah.
They were called, there was 667 incidents that these officers dealt with, so that's a lot. That's a
Okay.
lot. Mr. Herron, I heard you say something about a CAD report earlier. What did you need?
Yeah, the CAD report.
I mean,
I just wanted-
there's a couple, it's the same thing that she's talking about?
Probably
The
so.
calls for service and
Yeah,
stuff?
call for
That's what you
service,
want? For monthly or?
Just for, it was for October.
Okay, yeah, that's nothing.
But thank you very much. I'm not sure why you weren't informed about it and you weren't told to provide that information. Again, thank you again for being very proactive and bringing in 4 officers so quickly. I'm not sure what the drag was on that, but I appreciate that, and thank you for doing double duty.
Okay, thank you.
Hey,
All right. Yes, Councilwoman Cross.
Thank you so much, Acting Chief Robinson. I think that we would like to receive a integration plan, considering we just had a $300,000 emergency ordinance to get training from our police academies. Just a plan from the chief on how you intend, what organizations, I understand there may be 4 or so academies out there. Are we actually scoping people? What's our scope? How are we going to come after this? And if we can, sort that by, a quarterly plan. Because I think the academy, how long is it? 8 weeks?
No, about six months.
6 months?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. So
It's a real academy. It's a real
So we
academy.
could do it on a quarterly?
Yeah, in-service training, I'm not in-service, comparative compliance is like 6 weeks.
Okay.
That would be that.
All righty, so if we can just give us some touch points, within the next quarter on what academies we've actually started to do negotiations with or speak with, or candidates that we're actually looking at as they're coming out, that would give us, I think, some impact statements on the police actually moving forward with what we've said we want to do, which is train, man, and equip coming out of the academy.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Just one small correction. It's not $300,000 for the academy. It's only
That's
$15,000.
I know it's 15,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, 50.
5,000 per officer.
Yep. All
Thank
right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. And no disrespect, just high level. Treasurer's report.
I agree. So this, good evening, everyone. So this is the abbreviated address on the Treasury Department.
Speak to the mic, please.
So this is just a highlight on what we are doing currently.
Yep.
And what we're doing is we're deep in the audit now. The closure or termination of the FLAP retirement plan is in motion. I want to extremely thank Ms. Schultz for working with me through this. Not only her, but the rest of the staff who we have requested information to get documents to Mutual of America. Those staff has stepped up within a couple of days to get this process moving through. So we should be able to make the December deadline. As it relates to external reports, we have completed all of our external reports, apart from finishing the audit in order to complete other reports, such as the SAPP, the SAP report, which will be due in December 15th, and we are in line to get that finished. Again, I want to thank the staff for all they have done to work with us to get where we are. The finance staff have been very flexible with their time getting certain reports done. So that's it for the updated financial report for the finance department. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Also,
Yes, sir.
also, Councilman Herring had requested some questions last time, and we had planned to meet this Friday to go over it. So I'm looking forward to having those discussions with him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Cross.
I just have a question. What type of audit are we performing?
Oh,
Internal?
this is the annual financial report for the city.
Is it an internal audit, or is it, what type of audit specifically?
It's external audit.
Who's, an external audit? And this is on the documents that we provide them, not a full audit of,
It's a full audit,
okay,
yes.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilwoman Jones?
This isn't a question for the treasurer. This just came to my attention, and I just wanted to bring it. I wanted to ask the acting chief if he's aware of it.
I don't even know if he's available. I don't see him.
Oh, he's there. Chief Robinson.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I hate to disturb you, but I'm reading, citizen just sent in concerning the American Legion again.
That's where he's going now.
Thank you. And they want to know what the purpose of the police that's standing at the door, what is their function, if they're not going to?
I just got the call too.
Okay.
That's where he's going.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. With that, we'll move on to the final item on our agenda for tonight, which is citizens' comments. Citizens, you have 5 minutes to make a comment. If you're in the house, you can raise your hand, and I'll call on you. If you're online, please raise your virtual hand as Tawan did. and I will call on you in the order that I see, either in person or online. If you do not know how to raise your virtual hand online, please, you can open your mic and say something, and I'll make a note to call on you in the order which I've seen the hands raised. So with that, okay, but I saw the two people online first. So I see Tawan, then Ms. Arila, and then Madam in in person. So we'll go with Tawan first. And you have 5 minutes. And if I interrupt you when your 5 minutes is up, there's no disrespect. I just want to, I'm charged with keeping the flow of the meeting going. So.
That's cool. Um, Good evening, everybody. So real quick, I don't know this out of pocket, but I mean for citizens to be in the meeting at 10:20, because we gotta listen to y'all argue is crazy work. For us, we trying to come out, support, and show solidarity, and we sitting and watching councilmen and women argue. We don't want to do that. We trying to get stuff situated. But now to my point, I want to make is that parking pilot plan, to me, I don't necessarily, in my opinion, I don't think it makes sense. I don't feel like it's working. I feel like maybe less than 10% of people maybe complained about parking. I did some research. It's around 6,200 on the low end residents in Glenarden, and I'm sure nowhere near 50% even complained about parking. So a lot of people are affected in a good way as well as in a bad way by this parking pilot plan. You got to get online every so odd days if you have a few more cars than you're allowed to have via parking passes, and keep reapplying and reapplying. That's a lot. It's a lot of work that need to be done to just live in the town of Glenarden. And I don't think it should be this hard to live in the city of Glenarden. Like my grandmother, I've been around there for years, and I had to deal with the constant this change, this change. It's a lot of stuff I'm hearing, gazebos and police stations and all this. I take my son to the playground at MLK, and the playground not even in good shape. The playground over on the rack, by the rack, it's not in the best shape. But we put money everywhere else, but we got kids, we got youth, that's the future. Not discrediting the elders, but it's not just elders in the neighborhood either. So how about, hey, we go around and we look at the playgrounds, we look at the things like that. You got pieces of playground shifting and lifting, so it's trip hazard. Somebody fall, that's a lawsuit. So I mean, it's a lot of issues, but my biggest issue is the parking. You did away with the company vehicles, the utility vehicles in the neighborhood. That's one thing. It is what it is. But the parking and how it's controlled and all that, that's a lot. Like I said, for this not to be on Ward One side, a HOA situation, to have thousands of speed bumps, cameras, parking permits. Like it feel like a townhouse association. How many people you can have can't have a party. You can't really have a stuff going on. I seen the code enforcer come down and was was actually writing a ticket to a vehicle, to a neighbor, and it was not even after hours because he had a work vehicle there that he don't even park it. So it's like it's a lot. But I'll give y'all a chance to say what y'all gotta say. I'm done.
Thank you, sir. Miss Arila.
Hello, hi, how are you all? Um, this is directed to the city managers. I want to ask you a question, is why I have asked way 5 or 6 years ago for a permanent speed bump down here on Hayes and Delwood, but we seem to got a temporary one. I drive a truck. My truck hit that thing like it's nothing. But when I drove over there to go to Wegmans, you have 12 permanent speed bumps over there, permanent ones, and we only got 4 over here. It's not fair. We have hills, and Mr. Simpson, you haven't even been down this hill to even see. You put one temporary speed bump up there. If you're going to work for us as homeowners, you need to come and drive down here and you need to see. Or maybe we do need to redirect and see how we need to change things in the city of Glenarden far as people that we have working for us, because it's not fair. And you asked me, you said, I want to talk to you after the meeting. Talk to me after you have put a temporary speed bump. It's not helping. I live down on a hill. A house had been ran into. You still haven't addressed my issue. And that's all I need to say to you, Mr. Simpson, because you don't live here. We live here. We pay mortgage. And that's why I want a permanent speed bump. When you go over to the other ward, you got 12 permanent speed bumps. But when you come over to Ward 1, you treat us like we're stepkids, and that's not fair to us. We pay mortgage just like them $500 and $600 and $700 homes do. Treat us fairly.
Is that all, Miss?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I completely
Yeah.
understand.
Can I-
Councilman Herring wants to say something.
Yeah, I just want to speak on that. The reason why we did the pilot program was we got a grant to do it. So that's why we put out the temporary speed bumps, just to see who really wants them and who don't want them. I remember years ago we put out speed bumps and everybody whined about it, so we had to take them all up. So it's good to hear this from you and from the other citizens, and that's what they're there for, so that we can know how to move forward, you know, and we can appropriate funds in the budget to put down permanent speed bumps. So that's what it is. It's a pilot program. It's to see who wants them, who don't want them, you know. So I mean, and I'm asking, you know, more citizens to come and speak out on those speed bumps, and whether you like them, whether you don't like them, because that's what they're there for. It's a pilot program, and so hearing this, we can move forward and we can look at appropriating funding for a permanent speed bump if that's what everybody wants. All right, thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to, I appreciate your comments, Ms. Arila, and just to piggyback on what Councilman Herring said, just for clarity, it was not Mr. Simpson's decision to put the temporary speed bumps down. So that was not a call that he made. So I just wanted that to be clarified. He's not ignoring the citizens as it relates to this. This is something that was done even prior to him even, I think, being here. So now I have you. I have it written down in order, and I see you too, and you will go after Miss Darlene. So I have you first, yes, okay. And then the next person will be Miss Darlene, and then the next person is you, the gentleman right here. But you have to come to the podium. Yes, you do, because or else nobody online will hear you.
My name is Renee. I want to piggyback on Arila because I've been requesting for years. And I had put in requests about the speed bumps because I live on a hill. Yep. And I got hit almost 3 times because somebody's speeding down the hill. It's narrow because sometimes you have to pull over to let the next person come drive through because it's too many cars. And we need speed bumps. I'm not, like I said, I've requested for years, but nothing took place. Oh, I'm gonna take it to the council. I'll take it to the council. Nothing ever happened. So when I saw these speed bumps being put up, and I said, okay, well, why are we being ignored? Didn't somebody do y'all do a survey of what needs to be done in the town of Glenarden without us having to come to you? You know, or is it up to us to say, okay, we need this, but I did that, nothing happened. But yet I'm seeing all these other speed bumps, but it's critical because I'm on a steep hill, it's 2 steep hills, and I mean, they come speeding down there, even though it's a stop sign, they go straight through the stop sign. And someone coming in the other entrance will have to stop because they're speeding, and like I said, it's only like almost like a 1 lane. And I live on Johnson Avenue in Glenarden, and there's only 2 hills in Glenarden that's steep. Mm-hmm. So if y'all can look into get a permanent speed bumps, That would be very helpful.
Yeah, yes, and I remember we spoke at
Yes, we
at
did.
was it the police officers trunk or treat? And Mr. Simpson was in his car on
And,
his way
I
home.
never got no response back from him either. So was it a form I needed to fill out?
No.
Or write a complaint, or what?
No, I'll say Mr. Simpson was in his car ready to leave, and he stopped his car in the middle of the street and got out and spoke with you.
Of
and
course,
me.
but I
And-
didn't hear from him.
And Mr. Simpson should get back with you soon. And part of what Councilman Herring was saying that we do need people to come out and speak. So just for clarification, so we've been I don't know, that pilot program been out for a long time.
3 years.
And even the move to get speed bumps have been out. But if no one comes out and tell us different areas that are pain points, then we would not know. And so particularly in the case with Glenarden Parkway, there have been several accidents which have occurred there, which is why those went up, like documented cars running into homes accidents, cars total. These are parked cars, and so that's people complained about that, and those speed bumps went in. Also, I think on Sir Michael. And then I think a couple closer to Bright Seat. But yeah, I appreciate your comments, and I don't know if we have anything left in the budget. I think we do. I could be.
I hope so, because it's greatly needed.
Because we have a contract with. I don't want to overspeak. Do we have anything left?
I think I'll have a clear answer with this last phase that has been put in, and I can give you some accurate numbers.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, another question. Who do I see, again, on correction of a name change on the Veterans Memorial? Because I put the request in and I hadn't heard anything about that either.
Where did you put the request in?
That was some years ago.
Oh, okay.
When the
Yeah, give me the name. Give me the name, and I can reach out.
Of the
of the incorrect spelling that we can see, because we try to do replacements every year.
Yeah,
I mean,
so is it a form I
every now
fill
and then.
out, or do I just
Just
see-
give it to me, because we have a contractor that we use.
Okay, so when do I
So,
give that to you?
Just you can write it down for me after the meeting. Just write it down for me, and I can look into it.
One more
and see.
thing.
Okay.
I noticed there's a sign saying that the road's gonna be repaved. Some repaving done on the road.
Which road?
I don't know if it's Glenarden Parkway, Reed Street. You have these signs up.
Oh, you said Glenarden Parkway and Reed. Yeah, they already did that. They did some patchwork, right, Mr. Simpson, on Glenarden Parkway?
No, it is in, don't park between November 19th through the 27th. No
I don't know what that is.
parking on the street. I just saw that today.
That could be
Yeah, that's what I say.
It could be WSSC, because I saw them doing some work over there, and it does take them intervals of time before they come back and do the repair work.
Okay. Oh, I know my time is up, but one more thing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? I will stay behind, and I'll talk to you afterwards. How about that? Okay. So I have Miss Darlene, then a gentleman here, and then Miss Wanda Gibson, third.
Good evening, everyone. I live in Ward 1 in the 7900 block of Johnson Avenue. Just so you know, I am in favor of the speed bumps, but what I'm not in favor of is us on this 7900 block of Johnson Avenue not having parking restrictions. What happens, there are parking restrictions on Hayes Street by the apartments. And everyone who doesn't have a parking permit that lives over there will come and park on our block. They block my driveway. I have to put trash cans on each side of my driveway so that they don't block my driveway, so that I can get in and out of my driveway. And if I have company, there's no place for my company to park, because people from the apartments are parking here. A lot of them have Virginia tags, and they park, they come, they park, they leave their cars for 2, 3, and 4 days before they move them, sometimes a week. And it's just a hazard and a problem. So I would appreciate it if parking restrictions can also be on Johnson Avenue, that you have to have parking permits as well. I think some of my residents here were some of the first ones to request that, and it's just become a bother. Our street is full, and Hayes Street, there maybe, I counted the other night when I went out, 5 cars parked on Hayes Street, and our street was full. Thank you.
Thank you. And you said it has to be ordinance to change that, or can't we?
Council has to vote to add it. Council has to vote to add the street.
Via
Please.
Resolution, I think we did
Via
via
resolution,
resolution. Yeah, via resolution. But let me just say, can I?
Yes, go ahead.
One thing we need to look at also in her situation and with other residents' situation is that we really need to just get ensure the police officers, the police department, to write a ticket, because they should not be parking within 5 feet of a driveway. So that law is out there, so we can utilize that for the time being until we can get this situated, because again, nobody should be parking up on your driveway like that, and that's an ordinance, and it's a ticketable offense. So I think we need to look at that. I mean, I'm not saying they got to patrol every driveway, but if somebody calling about the driveway, people parking up on their driveway, I think that's one thing we can use right now while we move forward with addressing that issue.
Thank you, sir. Sir? Mr. Fields? Thank
you. Yes, good evening. Good evening, Council, Mayor. I'm here for just about the same thing as Renee, about the same thing. It's speed bumps, speed control throughout Glenarden. I don't understand how you can have speed controls over in Ward 1, Ward 3, and there's nothing as far as speed controls down to the fastest road in Glenarden. The fastest road in Glenarden is Glenarden Motor Speedway, I call it. That's Glenarden Parkway. There's no speed controls or anything. Those cars will go down through there doing 60 miles an hour sometimes. I've been living there since 1975. And that is a speedway. And there's nothing to slow those cars down. I mean, like on Reed Street, they live in, Mr. Poe, I think his name is, they live in his yard. It's the one for that big tree there, they probably be in his living room. Glenarden Motor Speedway is a hazard. It's definitely a hazard. You gotta be careful crossing the street, because if you ain't got your track shoes on, you ain't gonna get across there. There used to be some of those things they call popping wheelies and stuff. They used to pop wheelies, you know how they rev back on the, on those 2-wheelers or 4 wheels. They be popping wheelies on there. They be doing donuts. I don't know if the chief knows about those donuts they used to do right there on Reed Street. They used to do those donuts where they take those cars and go round and round and round. All that smoke come up. They were doing donuts right there on Reed Street. And down right close to where I live, they knocked the speed limit sign down to 25 mile per hour speed limit sign. It just so happened that I think it was during the campaign time for Glenarden, Dr. Cross was coming up the street. And we had a conversation, and I pointed out to her, speed limit sign, they just knock them down. How they get up on that curb and knock them speed limit signs down is beyond me. My next door neighbor, he heard them when they hit the sign, speed limit sign. So Dr. Cross, thank you for expediting getting that speed limit sign put back up there the very next day almost. Thank you, Dr. Cross. Also, let's see, I got pictures. Cars overturned right next to where I live. Cars overturned, they flying down through Glenarden Motor Speedway, I call it. They're flying down there. I can show you pictures right here. Car overturned. Another thing too, my time is getting close. Another thing too, those crepe myrtles in the summertime, it's a safety hazard. I cannot drive out of my driveway. I have to put the car almost in the street to look around the crepe myrtles to see what's flying down Glenarden Parkway. That's both ways. Those crepe myrtles, you can't see what's going on out there in the street. And if somebody's flying down there, they're gonna get hit. And I know them, the thing I drive a big truck. They hit my truck, you don't have to worry about calling the ambulance, you're gonna call the morgue. Because those cars are flying going down Glenarden Motor Speedway. Other than that, we need to do something about that particular part of the road. It's the fastest road in Glenarden. Nothing, there's no speed, nothing to keep those folks from doing 60, 70 miles an hour. They're out there blowing out their engines. I know what they're doing. That's about it. Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Happy Thanksgiving.
I need clarity. I'm sorry. So, Mr. Fields, you live between the town hall and the library, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
It's a 2.5.
it used to be a camera right there at the library, but I don't know what, yeah.
That camera was in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
The camera was in the wrong spot. Should have been up there near Regent Street.
Yeah.
Because time the speed, those cars get down there by that library, they done broke the speed down anyway. So why put a radar down there by the library?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Ms. Gibson.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. What should I say? Good evening. I'm addressing the same issue as Ms. Darlene just stated. It's just like, and I thank Mr. Harrington for what he said already and put that in motion. I appreciate it. However, just like tonight, it's like on a Tuesday, Thursday, and a Friday or Saturday, Sunday, and how these vehicles, we don't have parking permits out in Johnson Avenue. And if we can get something done, just like I just looked out the window just now, they literally squeeze their behind in where you put your trash can at and push their car, push my trash can back to my driveway in order for them to get their behinds inside of the parking space to block you. And so you have to wait. If I leave out my house early in the morning, I'm barely about to touch their bumper. And I think that is very rude. But you don't know who the people is because they don't live in these houses. So it's always across the street. And I'm quite sure the apartment complex have to have some parking permits. If they don't, they need to apply for them since they live over there. That's my comment.
Thank you, Ms. Gibson. Acting Chief, if we could get someone to look at the streets that were outlined tonight, I think. No. We're talking about people within the 5 feet of a driveway.
Johnson and Hayes. So as it relates to that, I would prefer them. I would prefer these whoever has a complaint about someone blocking their driveway for them to call the police to come there, because I just don't feel comfortable going on patrol and issuing a ticket for somebody's car that's parked in front of their driveway because the owner may have given that person permission to park there, and then we issue them a ticket. It's a problem. So
Well,
they
first
need to,
of all, we didn't. Excuse me. Sorry.
So what I'm saying is, I prefer them to contact the police. We will come there, and then we will issue the tickets that are necessary.
Thank you, Ms. Gibson. You were saying, Ms. Gibson. Okay, Councilman Williams.
That's a problem. But another problem that's causing more problems are people parking on the curb.
Oh, I believe it.
You go around the bend and the cars are right on the curb.
Well, we can do something about that if we see that.
So I mentioned it to code enforcement that in a lot of other cities, they paint the yellow that you can't park on the curb. So people know. Some people know, somebody know. You should know if you pass the driver test. But those who forget about it or purposely do it, and it's even worse on the narrow streets in Ward 1. Tyler Street, Grant Drive, especially Grant Drive. So, could you either one or two things or both? Look at painting the curves yellow so there's no parking in a yellow paint, or when you see people park on a curb, let's ticket it. And I encourage people to take pictures and send it when it's happening, because that's what I'm going to start doing. But I like to do preactive, so we don't have to give the tickets by putting the yellow, paint the curves yellow, no parking, just like you do a fire hydrant. Can't park on the fire hydrant. I think we need to do that too, because people ain't doing that right too around here. And y'all know it. I don't have to tell you. You see people, you know.
Like I said, I mean, as far as people parking on the curb, parking on the sidewalk, things like that, that's, like you said, they know they're not supposed to do that. We don't need no yellow stripe. We don't need to paint the curb for that. But if you want to, you can. But like I said, they can be issued tickets if they're parked on the curb or the sidewalk.
So as it relates specifically to Ms. Gibson, who said that she did not invite those cars there,
Right.
is it something that you can do tonight?
Absolutely.
Or-
You just need her address.
Well,
I-
Ms. Gibson,
She can
if you
call 301-352-1200.
Say that again, Mr.
301-352-1200.
And that's your number, your cell phone number?
No, that's the dispatcher.
Oh.
It's the 7900 block of Johnson Avenue. The 7900 block of Johnson Avenue.
Got it.
Yeah, 7900. Yeah, 7900 block.
So for those two ladies,
But
they are
again,
requesting help tonight.
Again, when they contact the dispatcher, they'll tell the dispatcher. They'll give the description give the description of the car and all of that. So
Okay.
that would be helpful for us.
Yeah, please give a description of the car. Anything else that you need?
That's it.
That's it. All right.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
So I have a question, Chief. How close can you park to a stop sign? Because I do have a picture on Johnson Avenue where they're parking right up on the stop sign.
I think it's like 10. It's either 10 or 15 feet.
Okay. Then those need to be addressed too, because they're parking right up on the stop sign.
Okay. Briefly, because I want to get back to citizens' comments.
Yes, of course. Could we also put together a public service announcement on all of these rules that are code enforcement as well? Because citizens should know these things, but obviously not knowing. So we just put out a nice, cute flyer, right? We know a bill is a bill on Capitol Hill because they had a commercial. Let's put out a flyer. Let's get it out in the residents. Remind them good citizenry behavior. And I do agree with Councilman Williams, paint the curb. Because, I mean, everybody understands that's something unique and different. I appreciate that.
Thank you. And Ms. Wilson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I came to say that I am disappointed. I am concerned about the way that our government is going at this particular time, because I listened over the phone. First, I listened by TV, then I listened over the phone because I had to leave. However, I'm hearing that the administration is doing things that all of the council people don't know about, or that they have not discussed. And I just think that to better serve the citizens, that it would be wise for the administration to direct their concerns if they have something that they want to pay the acting chief, or if they want to do the, the snow thing, snow removal plan. I think that we need to, because the citizens have elected a council to represent the people, then you can't give things to them at the last minute. You can't give the council things at the last minute. And I think, council, that if you all have not discussed it as a group, because there's some who might be in favor of something and some who aren't, you're representing the citizens. So please be aware that there are concerns that I have. I don't like the direction that the government is turning into. And I know administration, from what I understand, you're supposed to execute, but you have to go with the approval of the council. And it's not one person, not one council person, who is supposed to give the okay for you all to go and do stuff, but it's the whole council. So again, I'm extremely disappointed. I'm extremely concerned. Yes, you all are our employees. We, the citizens, pay you, and you're supposed to follow at the direction of these people, the city council, who we elected. Everybody can't be up there. We all can't be voting. So we have representatives to vote for us, but we want our representatives to have all of the issues, all of the information, and we want them to be able to make a good decision on behalf of the citizens of this community. So please stop doing stuff at the last minute. Snow removal, that's something that should have been attended to months ago, a long time ago. You don't wait until October to do snow removal plan or to get somebody to remove the snow for us, to get a bed or whatever, when we get ready to go into the months of winter. Snow comes sometimes early. So that should already be in plan. Don't wait till the last minute. I don't know what y'all are doing. I don't know who y'all are listening to, but that needs to be corrected. We pay you all. We pay you. Big money. Big money. And if it has not been discussed by the whole council, the amount of money that the acting chief should be getting, it should not have been voted on. And I will go with, I don't think it was fair. There was a vote on the floor, and you waited until a councilman who had left the room, you waited until he came back, no matter how long it took. However, when another council person was away, you did not wait on her. You said, oh, let's go head on. You are our representatives. Okay? You are our representatives. You speak for the people. Please don't leave it up to one person. I don't like that. It's not fair. It's not good policy. Please don't do that. Those are my concerns, because we're going in the wrong direction. It seems more like we're more concerned about the employees than we are about the citizens. And I have a problem with that. So those are my comments. You can do with them whatever you choose, but I would hope that everybody would listen to them, to what I had to say. Thank you.
Are there any other comments before we adjourn? Okay. Seeing none online,
Just one thing. Just want to remind everybody, if you're not using your Thanksgiving Day tickets, please turn them in by tomorrow. Again, we have a wait list, and if you're not going to use them, please just turn them in. Thank you.
all right. And the Thanksgiving luncheon starts at what time?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 to 4.
All right, 1 to 4. All right, with that, the time is 10:54. This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.